There we go. Jeez. What's going on the microphone there? Tune down the volume. My music's already gonna. Anyway, guys. What's up, guys? Here we are into another installment of appabend stream. Bunch of crazy things happened today. I got my. This is my old Ryzen 5 1500X box. But I still have the box cooler though. I didn't use the box cooler on this one. Because the screws on the A320 motherboard just for some reason doesn't want to get out. So that's why I have to use another cooler. Yeah, well, still much better, really good box cooler though. If you, in case you, really good box cooler if you don't want to spend some more money for the cooler. I'm probably gonna keep this. Way to blow the air inside. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing very well. As usual, we're gonna spend the first 70 minutes of the stream, the first hour, 70 minutes of the stream. We're gonna chat together. We're gonna talk about stuff, talk about random stuff and everything, all those great things and all that. We're gonna talk about random stuff for the week, and as usual, what you guys have been playing, what you guys have been listening to, what you guys have been reading, what you guys have been watching, I want to know. Let me know in the chat so we can talk about them. I myself, I haven't been watching anything anime or films related. I've been playing, well, I've been mostly playing like Doom. I've been playing Doom again, if you can't tell from my last video. And then playing PC Building Simulator again on my new GTX 1660 Ti laptop. I haven't been, didn't really decide to buy Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC because I already got that on PS4, and well, the PC version is not exactly great so far. A lot of issues with Rockstar these days. I'm just gonna wait for it to maybe come to Steam just so that, you know, all the mods and all the issues can be fixed and everything like that. And other than that, I've been also playing Death Stranding for about 2 hours now. And unfortunately, the first 2 hours I was recording the game, I forgot to record the audio. So The first 2 hours of the game is just literally blank audio. But then again, in my reviews, I don't usually put audios in there. Sometimes I do, but still. Anyway, let's get to the chat here. As usual, guys, YouTube is not letting me to... YouTube's not letting me to, what do you call it? Super chats. So if you want to do some super chats, there's the Streamlab links right down below. That is the best way for you to support this channel as I'm getting through these tough times and everything like that. So anyway, let's get to the questions here. Let's get to the chat. Anyone play Tiberian Sun? It's been a while since I played a Command and Conquer game. The last one that I played was the third one, Tiberian Twilight. No, that's the fourth one. The third game. Yeah. Last time I played Command and Conquer 3. Tiberium Wars. That's the one that I played. And I played that for a while ago. And it's a really good game. I really enjoyed that. Didn't enjoy the fourth one though. The fourth one was not exactly great. But yeah, the third one, I really enjoyed it. I haven't played any of like the Red Alert games. Because I did play a couple of Command and Conquer games back in the day, back when I still have my old like HP mini laptop, when I tried to run like really old games in there, which a lot of old games like Age of Empires 2 can run in that. So try a couple of Command and Conquer. I just forgot which one. So yeah, let's see. Buried a relative today just when I thought I would roll gacha in Fate Go while waiting for me. RNGesus blessed me with his first Hassan, 5-star ultra rare assassin. Thanks RNGesus and thanks Appa. Is that Ricardo? Yes, it is. It is Ricardo Milos. Appa's already in straight today, of course. God damn it, mate, as if Doom Guy wasn't angry enough already. Now you make him fight his way to his dismonstrosity. Mortally challenge. Of course, Imp Ricardo Milos is best girl this season. Oh, goddamn. Oh, man. Imp Ricardo Milos going sicko mode. Hey, appabend, are you okay? Bust the wolf. Bust the wolf. On my second playthrough of Cold Steel 3. Oh, damn. You're starting earlier than usual. Of course I do. Of course I do. That's how I usually roll these days. Boomer Appa is muted. Yeah. For a brief moment there. Playing Persona 5, Sekiro, and Devil May Cry. Enjoying all of them so far. Excellent. Hey, Appa, how are you? I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. I just woke up, actually. I woke up 30 minutes ago. I was supposed to wake up at 5, just prepare for the streams, everything like that. Look at this Twitter, what's going on. Well, try to catch up what I miss on Twitter for about, say, 2 to 3 hours. But I decided to sleep again. And by the time I go to Twitter, I have to prepare for the stream. Can it run Incel Crisis? I've been playing Death Stranding to death and my eyes hate me. Yikes. There are actually people in the year Our Lord 2019 that uses the coolers that... There are actually people in the year of Our Lord 2019 that uses the coolers that come with CPUs. Yeah, the Ryzen CPU box coolers are actually pretty good. You don't really need... if you're not overclocking, that is. You don't really need any of the aftermarket coolers if you buy a Ryzen chip these days. Usually the box coolers that came with the chip is already pretty good enough, sufficient enough to cool the CPU for typical usage. Not necessarily for overclock usage or whatever, but if you just want to pop in the CPU and not think about overclocking, the box cooler should do a fine job. I've been playing Smash since Terry came out. Been playing a lot of Girls Frontline in preparation of the big event starting next week. Hi, appabend, how are you? I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. Ever heard of Has Been Hotel? I've heard of Has Been Hotel. A lot of people tell me to watch it, but haven't seen it. So press F for Mai Shiranui's chance of getting to Smash. It's still very surprising that Bayonetta gets into Smash, but Mai Shiranui didn't get into Smash because, Sakurai wants all the good boys and girls to play the game. So, which is why Mai Shiranui is not in the game. And I'm like, who are the kinds of people, who are the good boys and girls in Smash? Pretty much playing Terry in Smash. I can't wait for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. I used to play it on the GameCube. Plan on watching Midway, Zombieland 2, and Le Mans 66 in not that long. I've been playing Luigi's Mansion 3 and Crush. Also adopted a new kitty this week. What is the edgiest thing you've ever done, Appa? What's the edgiest thing? The edgiest thing that I have ever done? That's a good question. I don't know. Actually. I've never actually done anything that would incite drama. It's just I usually tend to avoid drama, and unfortunately, even as I tend to avoid drama, as evidenced by the last last couple of streams, I always got myself into drama. And in fact, I kind of technically got myself into drama today, this week, or just recently, involving me and my girlfriend. We'll get to that because I've been running out of materials for the typical boomers, because there are a bunch of really dumb boomers, and the usual suspect, the one angry boomers, haven't been doing anything that egregious lately to make fun of him on the stream. But other than him or his fans, we still do have one boomer that is incredibly dumb. Now, to give you a hint, this boomer has went against lolis, and I've talked about it on stream in the past. We gotta talk about them again because they went way beyond just lolis. Anyway, let's get to a chat here for a little bit. I rate Doom and Golden 964. I would play again out of 10. I can't wait for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. I used to play it on the GameCube. Already read that. Watching Dust Maiden of Amnesia, pretty good rom-com. Play a little bit of game called Alicia Dragon for Sega Genesis, as well as Ninja Gaiden on NES and Super Mario RPG on SNES. Is Death Stranding any good? No. So far, what I've been playing on Death Stranding is that it's not the kind of game that... It's not a very typical game that you usually... It's not a game. It's more like a... It's more like a... I wouldn't even say like it's a David Cage game. Okay, sure, there are gameplay elements in it, but it's the kind of game where if you play on easy, there's nothing wrong with playing on easy, because the game is just like, it's 75% cutscenes and 25% gameplay. Playing on easy, very easy, normal, or hard really couldn't make a difference. It's a game where you transport one package into another place, or at least for the most part. I've only played 2 hours into the game, and I'm only 2 hours in, and the gameplay portions are like around 30 minutes, while there are like 1.5 hours of cutscenes, which is typical for a Hideo Kojima game. I don't really expect much on that, but you really need to set your expectations straight when you're going into Death Stranding. But I can definitely say that it's not the type of games that you usually expect. It's not a game that has the qualities that you would expect out of a video game, because it's a Hideo Kojima game. And well, let's see. I've also been playing Doom since Halloween. What would you rank Death Stranding so far? Yeah, like I said, it's I wouldn't say it's good, but I would say it's different. Certainly, it is different. It is a different type of game that I've been playing, but that uniqueness is not appealing to everybody. It's gonna appeal to people who appreciate the sort of game that Kojima is making, but, well, not a lot of people appreciate the games that Kojima is making. A lot of people are fans of Kojima, but sometimes their games are mostly hit and miss. Actually, Kojima in general is hit and miss. Now, for me, Kojima is also a mixed bag, but despite Metal Gear Solid 3 being straight up one of my favorite games on the PS2. I played the living shit out of that game. Kojima can be a hit and miss too. But if there's one thing I can tell you for sure about Kojima, and I've talked about this previously on a lot of streams before, is that if you put Hideo Kojima's name in anything, you would roll your eyes and go, just pay attention to that. Like, say, Fortnite, a Hideo Kojima game. Or there was like, whoa, why is Hideo Kojima making a Fortnite game or something? Or FIFA 19, a Hideo Kojima game. FIFA 20, a Hideo Kojima game. Red Dead Redemption 2, a Hideo Kojima game. It would make anyone go, what? What? Why? What is that game? Or why is Hideo Kojima doing that? Same thing goes with Silent Hills. When I heard that Hideo Kojima is doing Silent Hills, I thought, whoa, that is an interesting choice for Silent Hills. But, well, we all know the story of Silent Hills. So, Shacklin, Appa very early and straight. You might now dress your Fire Emblem 3 houses, waifus, and husbandos as maidenless butlers. Yes, that's the new DLC that just came out. Hi, appabend. Have you played a game called Wonder Song? It is criminally underrated gem of a game. I haven't played that. What is that game? We should search on Google on that. Is that a recent game? No, it's a game from last year. Nope, I haven't played that. Live stream. Okay, there we go. Decided to try out my Xbox Game Pass on PC this week. Played through some of the Outer Worlds and Bloodstain, and at least there's quite a few 2019 games I'm interested in trying out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And keep in mind that again, Xbox Game Pass is a rental service, not necessarily a service for you to own the games. It's a service for you to rent about hundreds and hundreds of games for $1, or at least last time I checked, it's $1, or maybe a couple of bucks per month. And it's not necessarily a service where you own the games. Now, some games you can just rent the game and be done with it, because you know, like Outer Worlds, like I finished the game in like 15 to 20 hours. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna go cancel myself. Stay strong. No Nut November, brothers. No Nut Novembers. No Nut November. The funny thing about No Nut November is that I don't really care. I don't really care about No Nut November. If you want to do that challenge, well, go right ahead. Stay strong, my friends and viewers. But I'm not participating in the challenge because, well, nothing is basically my weekly needs at this point, my weekly or even daily needs. And a lot of people's daily needs, they're about as necessary as eating or breathing or drinking. So I guess No Nut November, you can consider it like the interesting. If nothing is basically about the same level, I put it on the same level of importance as drinking and eating. That means that No Nut November is technically the weeb's Ramadan. The weeb's version of fasting. And I suppose, yeah, but then again, people who fast, they eventually eat anyway past Maghrib. So they still not. Oh, they still not. When I say they still not, I mean they still eat anyway. But anyway, hey Yappa, your channel isn't dying. It is. It is dying. Like, if you've seen the subscriber count, like 3 to 4 months ago, my subscriber count, 71.5 thousand. Right now, it's 71.2 thousand. That is I'm bleeding subscribers. That, if you don't say it's if that's not dying, I don't know what is. Like, I'm not getting any sort of growth in my channel. That's my definition of dying. I'm bleeding. I'm getting less and less popular. I'm getting less and less subscribers. Except YouTube doesn't show it, and freaking, what do you call it? Social Blade doesn't show it because they pretty much disabled the feature. They won't let you to see the specific number of subscribers that you have, and because Social Blade is pretty much useless these days. Yeah, and by that metric, my channel is dying. But if you want to say in terms of content, if the content is still alive and still good, well, that's great. That's great for you. That's amazing. I'm glad you guys still enjoy it. But in terms of growth, in terms of like statistics, I'm not doing very well. That's why I say that my channel is dying. Have you caught up on JoJo? No. Honestly, the last, which is actually quite ironic because the last time I watched JoJo, was JoJo Part 3, was when I go to the airport from here to Bali before I go to Japan. That was the last time I watched JoJo. And ironically, the episode that I watched on that specific time was when Kakyoin is fighting this other when Kakyoin is fighting this dude on the plane, and everybody's like sleeping on the plane, and there's a freaking stand fight in a plane, and they're trying their hardest to make sure that the plane doesn't go down, and I'm watching that on a plane. So thank you, JoJo. Thank you for not quenching my fear of flight. At least I didn't watch Final Destination 1 in there. So anyway, where was I? Any take on interspecies reviews? I don't know what that is. I wish Tiberian Sun as TV show would exist with similar budget as Target SG-1. Although games cutscenes do remind of such TV show quality, it's nice. Hello Appa, how's No Nut November going for you? Again, I'm not participating in it, so I'm not as insane as anybody else. Do you plan on playing Halo anytime? Of course, I really been wanting to play Halo, but unfortunately, the only game that's released on the PC was the first one. And I want to play the other Halo games. And thankfully, they're all going to come to Steam, which is pretty nice. No Nut November is actually for retards who want prostate cancer. I agree with your earlier video about YouTube being more than just money. Having fun is the priority. Yeah. What's the deal with the incel crisis? The incel crisis. Sorry, I missed your last meme stream. We did sum up in real life activity. And how are you, Appa? I'm doing very well, thank you. And if you missed my last meme stream, that's perfectly fine. I understand you guys have life. You guys have busy. You don't want to spend your time cringing on a bunch of dumb stuff on the internet with me. If you all have other things to do, or other more important things to do, then do all of those important things instead of sticking to me. But if you want some entertainment, if you want to unwind for just a couple of hours, then stick with me. Simple as that. Thanks for the videos and the streams. You are welcome, dude. My Intel CPU didn't even come with a fan. Had to use an old one until I bought a new one. Well, yes, Intel CPUs tend to not come with a box cooler. Because you're buying the one that has the K suffix in the end. Because those coolers are generally used for overclocking. And when you buy coolers that tend to be used for overclocking, you might as well, Intel assumes that you're going to buy an aftermarket cooler for it. So, or at least most of the coolers on the K suffix don't have the box cooler. Still in class. That's perfectly fine. Also goofing off in GTA 4. Sinkai for Smash. Sinkai for Smash. Only good boys and girls are allowed here. Neo anime season. Beastars. Anime with furries. Can we get some Fs in the chat? Hitler Mpreg. What about Hitler Mpreg? Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is hype. Out the edge. Saber will not be in Smash. She is from an IO game. What new games do you plan to get this winter? Depends on what's going to come out. Like the only game that I've gotten, the only new game that I actually pre-ordered it because, well, I want to get the game as early as possible. It's a big release. Is Death Stranding. And that's the only game that I'm getting to this year. So, Appa, did you hear about Picrusi or his review of Husband Hotel? No, I haven't heard of that one. What new games do you play? I already read that. Can you say any lines from Voss from Far Cry 3? Why? Why? Voss from Far Cry 3 is a great villain, but why? Do you want to know the definition of insanity? But that's not technically not his line, but that is his line, but he's stealing from some guy who said, I thought it was bullshit, so I shoot him. Will there be an uncapped video on either The Lighthouse or Jojo Rabbit? Jojo Rabbit, if they actually release the freaking thing here, but or The Lighthouse even. I really want to watch Lighthouse too. Hey Appa, can I change a DDR3 RAM laptop to a DDR4 RAM laptop? Absolutely not. You cannot. You cannot change a DDR3 RAM laptop to a DDR4 RAM laptop. It depends from the laptop's motherboard needs to actually support DDR4. The DDR3 like this one, I have a bunch of DDR3 DIMMs here. These ones are from my old notebooks. This one's from Samsung, this one's from SK Hynix. These are 2 GB DRAM modules, and yeah, 2 gigabytes, two gigabyte modules, and I'm like, what, why? It's 2019. It should be like at least 8 these days, but you cannot put this in a laptop that only supports DDR4, or you cannot put the same way you cannot put a DDR4 chip into a laptop that only supports DDR3. So it was confirmed this week that Death Stranding will be available on Steam when it comes to PC and won't be an Epic Game Store exclusive. The last news that I heard about that is the fact that the game is going to come in both platforms. So interesting. Let's see. The real reason my ain't in Smash is incredibly stupid. Kind of, but I'm not gonna go on that. Just say it. Death Stranding is a walking simulator. Kind of, cause kind of. I heard Death Stranding was a UPS simulator. Yeah. A Hideo Kojima game. Erectile dysfunction, a Hideo Kojima game. Yeah, I'd buy that. So it's a walking simulator, and the other reason people say it's good is because it's made by Kojima. Yeah. So as someone who doesn't love the game, do you at least see or recognize elements as to why some would love it to the point of giving it perfect scores? You see, the thing that I really love about Kojima is the fact that, okay, he doesn't really do a lot in the gameplay department, but he does do a lot in making it presentable, making it appealing visually. Appealing visually for the most part. But and also, I really like the way he does his themes. And you know what? I'm going to talk about that a bit in detail because there's a conversation that I need to have. Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to make a video on this in the future because I do want to talk about like the philosophy between how Japanese games do their games and how they handle politics, and how Western video games do and handle their politics, and try to compare each and every one of them and contrast them and see what's really why do people really like games with political elements rather than games that just shove their politics down your throat. We'll get to that. We'll get to that talk about in a bit, and it's one of the reasons why I really like some of Hideo Kojima's games. But some Hideo Kojima is hit and miss. I guess he never miss. I think you're not a fan of racing cars, but do you ever heard Group C? I haven't heard of Group C. Meme stream. Hideo Kojima stream. Press F for Silent Hills. Yeah. Press F. God damn it. Where was I? Reminds me of Hunt Down the Freeman. But to give credit, there are some decent walking simulators, although I wouldn't count them as games. Sup Appa, how's life been treating you? My life has been treating me well. YouTube is dying, but I'm still doing good. So are we restarting a Hideo Kojima game meme again? Very well. Super Mario Galaxy 3, a Hideo Kojima game. Press X if you think appabend is an ultramarine. Nah. No. Just got Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth for Switch. Also, Beastar's comment about social status commentary seems a repeat to me, as I watched Psychopaths already, and it's likely the society won't change them for the better, keeping the status quo. I don't care about No Not November. Me. Okay, Coomer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Seriously? Coomer Ben? Is that the slur that people have been using? The slur, the Coomers. The slur for the... I just recently watched the Tim Pool video about that. That's how I found out about the Scoomer thing. And I'm like, what? Is people are gonna mock it? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and feel free to do your nut fasting. That actually sounds the opposite of what No Not November is. Nobody actually participates in No Not November. It's just a meme. Doubt. What happens if all of the AAA companies disappear? Depends on which AAA company. Are you talking about the Japanese AAA company? Because they're actually still making good stuff. For the most part, they're still making good stuff. But if you're talking about the Western AAA companies, if they disappear, I would frankly shed 0 tears on their disappearance. I think a lot of them are pretty corrupt these days. Not saying that Japanese game companies, the AAA game companies in Japanese aren't corrupt, but they've done less egregiously bad stuff compared to the AAA West. No Nut is really just to see if you can stop nutting for a month. Well, that's the point. That's No Nut November. Remember, testicular cancer is a horrible way to die. Always fap every day. Hey guys, should I buy The Outer Worlds? I mean, the game looks good. See my uncapped review on The Outer Worlds and why you should buy the game or why you shouldn't buy the game on that. Especially where you should buy the game, because that's also a very important question. Doesn't Kanye perform No Nut November year-round because of his porn addiction? Kanye performing No Nut year? No Nut entire year? Doubt. Doubt. I mean, he got freaking Kim Kardashian on his freaking ass, literally. So, I tried No Nut November last year. I barely made by December. A Hideo Kojima game and Knuckles featuring Dante from Devil May Cry series with new funky mode. All this talk about nuts made me think of 10173. Just asking since I'm kind of stuck between Trails of Cold Steel 3 and The Outer Worlds. Well, if you have you played Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2? If so, then Trails of Cold Steel 3. Go ahead and buy that. But if you want to play The Outer Worlds, if you think the game looks interesting, then go ahead and play The Outer Worlds. If you want to see my details, see in my cap review. Did you still survive for No Nut November? Again, I don't do No Nut November, so... Has anyone played Death Stranding? And does it really talk about Donald Trump or Brexit? No, it doesn't. But the game does a very, very good job at making the overall theme of the game to be somewhat about that, but really it's the idea of the fact that Trump or Brexit or the wall and everything like that is dividing people, dividing America, and that the game's entire storyline is one of the key plot of the game storyline is how Sam, Norman Reedus' character is trying to, and Sam and a bunch of others are trying to rebuild America, make America great again by uniting everybody, by making sure that they're able to get connected, because everybody is divided, like in real life, because of the catastrophe and everything like that, because of this huge catastrophe, this post-apocalyptic nonsense or whatever, this apocalypse that the America is suffering. Everyone is suffering from that, therefore everybody is split, and this apocalypse is kind of a representation of social media. You know what? I can just go on tangent in why in Death Stranding's like symbolism or what it tries to, how it represents real life. But yeah, that's how I interpret it. Didn't YouTube do a subscriber purge already? They do a YouTube subscriber purge every day for me. It's purging, it purges every day for me. So I'm involuntarily participating in No Nut November because I was hurting my foreskin and the doctor said not to rub it for at least 4 weeks. So pray for me and give me luck. Yikes! Appabend isn't dying. Well, I'm not dying. I can tell you that. Also, with anyone interested, you can get the game Wonder Song from Game Pass. It's worth a try. All right. Have you heard of Team Fortress 2? Everyone has heard of Team Fortress 2. It's like the most famous game that people say that they need to play because Overwatch is not that great. Don't worry about your channel mate. Your channel mate can only speak for myself, but MEMESTREAM has been a great way for me to spend a late Friday evening. Keep doing what you do, it's great. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Also, every channel is a mess, it seems. Unless you do shitty clickbait stuff, you aren't getting the views. Exactly. That's my point. That's what I talk about in my last video. It could have been worse. Joseph Joestar could have been flying your plane. He kind of did. Well, if there isn't someone with a ridiculous on the plane, you should be fine because it's a requirement for stand users. I still prefer No Shave November. You know what? I can get behind No Shave November. I watched Final Destination once. I don't understand why they made the death so spook. Aren't they all going to heaven? Depends, because you see, Final Destination is just your typical slasher flick, except the killer is not, your monsters or your Freddy Kruegers and all that. The killer is, well, natural causes. The Rube Goldberg contraption sorts of machine that will eventually create somebody's death. Which I kind of miss that. I mean, Final Destination, the last film of Final Destination was the 5th one. I wish I can just, that makes that a series. But then again, Paranormal Activity was a series and it's not great. What do you think of the Steam UI? I really like the Steam UI, honestly. It's very good. I really enjoy it. The fact that I can put in my favorites and the fact that I can sort out all these favorites and putting in the kinds of games that I play, and I can put in custom artworks for the game, custom banners and everything like that. Like, let me show you. Let me show you this real quick. Might as well just get to like this. I really love the fact that I can just do this. I can put in my custom, the games I put in my favorite list. And some of the games that are here are not even like Steam games. Like this one, Silent Hill Director's Cut. Silent Hill 2 Director's Cut. These are the custom artworks and the custom banners that I put in the game. And then you got PCSX2, the PS2 emulator, and Ryza, because honestly, I didn't buy Ryza because that game is over fucking price. Like a lot of the Koei Tecmo games are over fucking price these days, and in my country at least. So I didn't buy that. I decided, I'm gonna try it out and see if it's worth it. And yeah, that's why I'm just like trying to put it in here, try to put my favorite games in here, the games that I play the most at least, and also 3D Mark in there because I do benchmarks. I do benchmarks sometimes. I really like the UI, honestly. So because of the customization and everything like that. Let's see, where was I? The prostate cancer shit isn't real. Okay, somebody said it is, I guess. So where was I? God damn it, where was I? I'd say part 3 starts to get better when Polnareff is introduced because it's Polnareff. I watched Final Destination 1. I already read that. Let's see. Ever heard of a Brazilian gaming channel called Central? No, I haven't. I haven't heard of that. Emma Watson is now MGTOW. We'll get to that. That was also dumb. Opinions on Cloud. Who's Cloud? There are so many people who name Cloud. Cloud, Fire Emblem Three Houses Cloud, or Cloud from, God damn it, where else is Cloud? Cloud from GTA 3? That Cloud? There's so many people named Cloud. Or was that one named Cloud? Anyway, I forgot. You won't get prostate cancer from not nutting. I don't know. Somebody said it on the chat, so I'm just gonna, I'll take it. I'll take their words, I guess. But if it doesn't, okay, fine. Listen to Cube appabend. You want to become a magical girl? Yes. Africa no salary man is better than B-stars. Always appreciate you sharing dumb fun. Thank you. I'm seriously participating No Nut November. Heck, I did watch some videos from No Fappers. It's kind of hard for almost 9 days for not nutting. Yikes. Hey appabend, do you think Yellow Flash is anti-SJW? Yes. I mean, yeah. If you just kind of like see on his videos. For some reason, a bunch of people at Discord don't seem to like his videos about some. What do you think? Well, depends on what video. What videos that they don't like. You might want to ask that question first. Anyone know Incel Crisis release date? Release date. I like Beastars. I read the manga first before watching the anime, and so far, for the most part, I like it. All right. Meanwhile, in France, we'll get the March for the Cucks this Sunday. Hey, appabend, will you able to do anime reviews? I've got some suggestions from Gundam, The Origin to Armored Trooper. Are those old animes? Those sounds like old animes, and I don't usually review old animes. I do a recap, maybe, of animes that I like, but I have no plans on reviewing animes. In fact, I haven't been watching a lot of animes these days. I just mostly play video games. Also, there's mid-budget modern laptops that come with only 1 channel RAM. Yeah, my laptop, the laptop that I use before this, 2 laptops I used before this, it was the Asus X550VX. That one has an Intel Core i7-6700 HQ and GTX 950M. That one has only 1 additional RAM slot, and it doesn't run a dual channel, and the performance is not exactly great. It's not just walking simulator, it's a Kojima walking simulator. At least I can change the speed on the DDR3 of the laptop, or only stick with the same. No, you don't tend to. You can buy a new RAM to change the speed, but mine is at least 1333 megahertz, and I don't know if I buy one with more speed make a difference or not. Don't buy RAM with better speed. They usually don't make a difference, unless if you have a lot of money. Unless if it's like a really good deal for you to buy RAMs with better speed. What's important about RAM is capacity. In capacity of the RAM. So if you're having RAM, for example, for 16 gigabytes is pretty much the sweet spot for a lot of things. For 1080p editing, 16 gigabytes is fine. I have 32 gigabytes on here on my laptop, which is overkill because I have the money to spend it. I don't really necessarily need it, but in the future, in case I need to do like 3D modeling and everything like that, I do have Blender here. So in case I do want to learn a couple of things on Blender, in case I want to do some 3D modeling, I'm gonna need more RAM and everything like that, or some video editing. All that work Kojima done for 3 years and nothing to show for it. Kojima is an overrated hack. I can fight me. I can see why he is. I'm mostly just on the fence on him. Like, not a fanboy, but not exactly also like not exactly criticizing him like either. I can appreciate some of his work. Just want to let you know, I have been taking your advice. Even when I do go to the videos, I just read the comments rather than watch the videos. Think of it as a news update part 1. All right. But then again, I actually don't read comments these days. And not even for my videos, because I just focus on the social media and everything like that. Because, you know, comments, a lot of times when you read one comment, you get to another comment and you read another comment to the point where you get to the point where you keep on reading comments and they become draining and draining. They become like criticisms and criticisms after criticisms, and to the point some of the comments can go to mockeries, and even, but a lot of the comments are very supportive, especially in the last video. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have been great. But there are a lot of comments also that sometimes just go to my videos, and I disable the comment notification in general because, you know, it's clogging my freaking phone notification every single time. Oh, somebody posted a comment on your like 3-year-old video. I'm like, what the fuck? You're watching a video from me from 3 years ago and you posted a comment on it. Like, I don't give a shit, man. I don't really give a shit, so I just turn it off. It's annoying the living shit out of me. And I have other better notifications too. I have my Gmail notification. I have my WhatsApp notification or Line notification from actual people who actually matters in my life, instead of some random internet people who goes into my 3-year-old videos and say, their videos are very cringy. I mean, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, why were you watching that year-long video? I mean, okay. I do hope that Beastars is that furries would never use this show for their propagandas and shit. Paperboy 2019, a Hideo Kojima game. Oh, god damn it, it's freaking auto-scroll. Oh, man, auto-scroll, and I didn't even... Auto-scroll, and I didn't even flipping tag. Okay, here it is. Press E to steal papas. Postal 2, a Hideo Kojima game. Oh, by the way, there's a new Postal game as well. The Postal 4, No Regrets. So far, the game is following the same pattern that Postal 2 did, except the game is on early access and it ran like shit. That game ran like fucking shit. It is really bad. The performance of that game is awful. It's an early access game, so what do I expect? But god damn, that was some really bad performing game. What the hell did this boomer word mean? What? Where the hell did this boomer word means? You mean where the hell did they come from? Where the hell did it came from? Or what the hell does it mean? So you're kind of asking two questions in there. Where did it came from? Well, the boomer generation. Go Google that. As for what did it mean? Essentially, it's the generation old people. Old people. Now, the boomer thing, it's being used for people to describe people who, for example, every single time I screw up on stream, people say a boomer appa because I mess up with technology, because boomers are usually the sorts of guys who don't understand technology, the old people. That's why they say boomer. So, in case you don't understand. What do you think about the okay boomer? Just asking out of curiosity. We do a lot of okay boomers. We do a lot of the chat always say every single time one angry boomer comes in, or any sorts of people who are acting like a boomer, we do okay boomer. But apparently that's a slur these days. And we'll get to that. That was also one of the dumb things I want to talk about. Part 3, I should focus on doing things I like. Part 2, I do my best to avoid drama on both sides. It seems like most of these videos are just the same old, same old. The outrage mob attacks Japan while Japan doesn't care. People at Discord said. Part 3, I should focus on doing things I like rather than showing them what's going on Twitter, because they say they don't really care and it's toxic. Do you agree with them? Also, I did watch your video. Yeah. Yeah, you should do what you like and don't think about these people too much. Just try to find ways to improve yourselves, because the world is burning, but you're not. Well, at least you don't make yourself out to be burning. Have you tried Persona 5 Royale? The game's not out, so how can I try Persona 5 Royale? You mean the demo? Is this demo out? Does No Not November mean only guys, or can us girls participate? For some reason, my eyes hurt when wearing these glasses. It's not even like a lens glass. It's just no lens glass. But for some reason, my eyes getting hurt. Does No Not November mean only guys? Can girls participate? Yeah, go ahead and participate if you want. Okay, class just ended. Time to go home. All right. Are we just picking random letters and adding them to boomer now? Coomer, Loomer. Ah, Loomer. Oh, Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer. I remember that chick. That chick is definitely the a boomer. Loomer, boomer. Loomer, boomer, loomer, bloomer. Oh, no squirt November. I think the interesting thing about Death Stranding is that what you build will be shared online. After a month, we could have highways and bridges leading to all checkpoints of the game. Interesting. Planning to get a Switch in December. If I can't get it then, it'll be during the winter. I forgot Christmas was a thing. Does Western games industry include European games industry? Yeah. They can be very different. Well, yeah, but a lot of times the European game industry, I don't think, yeah. For example, the games like Metro Exodus, I guess you can call that a European game. One of the European guys who made that game, but I suppose you can count them as different. But for when they say the West, it's mostly just the American games industry in general. So, where is I? What are the political themes of your meme stream? The political themes are your meme. What are the political themes of your meme stream? Here's my political statement. I like anime titties and I don't like censorship. That's my political stance. So, about your sub loss, my opinion on why is that the problem aren't your normal videos, but your streams. They're all kind of the same. Always about stupid tweets, and it's too repetitive in my opinion. Well, don't watch it then. You see, the streams that I do is all about the same thing because, well, unfortunately, people always talk about the same thing on the internet. The stream here is not my fault. The reason why the stream is repetitive is because, well, the things that people say are all the same things. it is not necessarily my fault. Well, it is somehow my fault. I should, try to spice things up a bit with my new things. But, well, I did kind of by adding the boomers coming in. So I don't usually talk about the boomers on stream, but these days, because they've gotten stupider and stupider, I usually just put the boomer takes on here. But you see, the thing about that is that the Twitter takes here, all of these things, they're all the same because the types of people who talk about these are all the same. And I like talking about them for just 2 or 3 hours. But again, I just forgot about them. I just move on to other stuff and I don't make videos on them. I talk about them on stream because it's the good way for me to relax. If you don't enjoy it, that's perfectly fine. You can just move on with your life and deal with other stuff. And if it's too repetitive for you, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. You can move on to other stuff. You can play video games and everything like that. But if you enjoy the stream, then I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Shekels. I need shekels. Anyway. I clicked the thumbnail link expecting Imcardo Milos, but the only thing I get is an 18+ artist complaining that people tell her what and what not to draw. Man. Let's see. Zawarudo, what do you think of the Krusty Krab 2? I mean, Overwatch 2. No, Not November is the test that delves into the Coomers from the real men and women. The killer is Domino's Pee-wee cereal contraption. It's No Shave November Movember. You know what? All this talk makes me want to attempt this No Not November thing. I'm 8 days late, but at least I will extend my birthday next month. Fucking fuck protein. Thoughts on Death Stranding? Death Stranding so far is not really that great for me, but I can see why people hate it or love it. So, where was I? Cloud Strife. You want Cloud Strife. You wonder why you're a Batman, Marty. I do have good news though. I've been doing my hobbies more, anime, games, music, looking at my photos, and many more. I want to be happy and not stress myself, so I will do my best. Appabend, pray for me. We'll all pray for you guys. We all pray for you. We all pray for a lot of you guys who are doing their best to make themselves happy, to better themselves, and try not to get stressed out. Yeah, do you think you will focus more on uncapped movies, series, and games, even if they are 5 to 40 years old, like Attack the Block and Killer 7? I do those films on the recap session because, well, they're old. They're not necessarily I just do a recap on them. So it doesn't make sense if I do an uncap on them, but a recap definitely. So Parapabend, what hentai is mandatory viewing? What hentai is mandatory viewing? It's a Daikiseki and 177013 or 226146 and or if you like the reading stuff. They're right. Prostate cancer is in fact a made-up disease made up by big pharma to bend you out of your money. Appabend or even older like Astroboy. Well, no. Mainly his video is about people attacking Japan. Okay. You got it right and wrong. I have 48 gigabytes on my workstation to run virtual machines, pure bliss. That's the thing about Kojima. Everyone either loves him or hates him, and there's really no middle ground. Yeah. If I put 16 gigabyte DDR3 RAM 8x2, even my laptop specified it is supported or cannot or not can make a difference or not. Again, go to your laptop model, look at the website and everything like that, and see if they support up to a certain number of RAM. Because some laptops have this arbitrary limit. For example, there's the video by Science Studio where he talks about how his Dell XPS 15 got limited thanks to his RAM. Apparently, if he tries to put 16 gigabyte kits, 16 gigabyte DDR4 kits into his Dell XPS 15, but the other kits are not read. So that's why he has to put one 16 gigabyte kit and one 8 gigabyte kit. So it's like 24 gigabyte kits. So it's really weird, but that happened. True Appabend, I should do the same since I took a toll on me back in 2015. Have you ever eaten a funnel cake? I don't know what that is. Cells at Work Season 2. I regret nothing. Are you gonna buy Doom Eternal? Of course I'm gonna buy Doom Eternal. Okay, Appa Boomer. Did somebody say Cells at Work? Yeah, somebody did. Boomer Ben? Ah, the discussion of boomers. Those were the days. In Left 4 Dead, a boomer is a mob type. The correct meme is 30-year-old boomer because a true boomer is 85 years old nowadays. Yeah. Okay, boomer is funny at first. Now it's shit and unfunny. But before I get okay, boomer. Oh man, but the glasses really hurt me for some reason, so I'm not gonna wear that these days. I just don't like that people would not touch Beastars because it has anthropomorphic characters, making it furry bait. It kind of is, but I don't think that every time I read it, now I'm furry. You should spend less time or even take a break from Twitter. This may be one of the things that's draining you out. Not Well, I guess you can say that that's one of the things that drained me out, but I did. I did spend somewhat less time on Twitter, but that's not primarily the reason. Primarily it's because the topics that people say are always the same, and I just don't have the interest to make the videos on them, even if I can filter out the bad stuff. And Twitter's not so bad for me. Hoofhearted donated $1. Legal loophole, China's gaming ban doesn't count if you hide under the covers and play under your pillows. Thinking black man gif. You just donated $1. I got the notification here. There you go. They're gonna just come in freaking late in game notification. Streamlabs. Well, I had no access to my credit card as it expired, and it took over a whole fucking month for me to get a new one. Yikes! So I was unable to give you monies. Also, I couldn't buy a game I wanted to sale until the sale is over. By the way, $1 donation also means multi. Thank you so much for the donation, guys. Please keep them coming. That's how you're going to support this channel. Thank you so much. Anyway, where was I? Why? Why do I do this as if I'm wearing my glasses? I do that always. Every single time I wear my glasses, I just go like this, and then I just... Now I didn't wear my glasses, and I just go like this. What? Why did I do that? Because I want to be pretentious. I want to be the anime glasses guys. Like, finally the pen. You know what? Maybe I should wear different glasses. Maybe I should wear the other glass. I should wear this instead. Right. There you go. Much better glass. Much better glass to take a look at. Oh, man. This is not gonna block my vision or something. Have you survived No Not November? No, I don't do No Not November, so... you just donated $1. God damn it, freaking Streamlabs. Stop out. Gonna donate one more so I can super chat multiple times. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. I just see Giggle review about part-time devil part-timer and remembering you do so when a recap. Remembering you so when a recap of your favorite anime. For Devil is a part-timer, you can watch the anime and then go to the manga because they didn't update the anime ever since, like, because that's a 2012 anime and they didn't update it since. So... but no plans on a recap on that. You can say your characteristic citation needed. Your Raging Golden Eagle. Raging Golden Eagle in the chat. Okay. What do you think about video game leaks? Depends. Talking about. Okay, Boomer coming from Raging Golden Eagle Boomer. Now that is a that's gonna sting. Oh. Let's see. And isn't THQ Nordic based on Europe? Yeah. Yeah. If it's X to doubt, what is the button to believe? That's interesting. I don't know what the button is to press for believing. About tech tips, please teach me. Which PC tech channels do you recommend for someone that desperately needs to learn how to build a PC before Black Friday kicks in? Paul's Hardware. Paul's Hardware. Just go to Paul's Hardware. Like his very recent video is about his November 2018 builds. It's about him trying to build the PC for November, something like that. He has a lot of videos talking about PC builds and the kinds of recommended PC builds for you for specific months and everything like that. Also Techia City, if you want to get the bargains and get the deals and everything like that, because he always do a lot of really good sorts of deal hunting and everything like that. I recommend Paul's Hardware first if you're just getting into PC gaming and you want to know the kinds of builds that's right for you. As for tutorials, well, the PC building tutorials can be from anyone, frankly. Just go ahead and YouTube it. Anybody that actually can provide you tutorials. Just look for them that's about current year. That's recent current year tutorials. So also tech deals. Tech deals also make really good videos. They're pretty long, but they're they're incredibly informative. It's totally worth it if you just go to like their like his 50 to 60 minute video long, like a 1 hour video. But it's very informative. He's able to make it interesting. He's able to make it engaging. Really like it. So there's that. Where is that? Where is I? God damn it. Aren't Ubisoft based in Europe? They're based in Canada, I think. How do you feel about the whole Mai Shiranui censoring hoopla? Not censoring because she's not in the game. She's just not. She just Sakurai just doesn't want her in the game, and I guess it's better to not have her in the game at all than have her censored because Mifra. What did I say? Mifra got censored. By given freaking spandex in her thighs, which isn't really censorship because that's actually 10 times hotter. At least in my opinion. still would still bang. Oh, by the way, I cried my eyes out last night because next month will be in the memory of the death of my uncle on Christmas Eve. He died in a car crash. He also got me into anime and games. Aw, it's horrible, man. Appa is a post-far central liberal fence sitter, and we're all getting indoctrinated. Appa, I know your brother is a JoJo stan, but is he a Kojima stan? Nah, not really. He likes some of Kojima games, but not really like a stan of him. Have you heard about Azure Lane Hoopla? What about the Azure Lane Hoopla? Is RGB here? You mean RGE, not RGB. I wish that RGB can be here, but I don't have the RGB. You know what? Let's just turn on RGB. Let's turn on RGB. Actually, no. Your eyes gonna hurt. Execute order 1776. RGB equals Raging Golden Boomer. Raging Golden Boomer. I can't believe that's an RGB. RGB. It's a feature that a lot of PC components have these days, and also it's Raging Golden Boomer. Have you ever heard of a movie from 1983 called Rock and Roll? Nope, I haven't heard of that one. When's Death Stranding uncapped? You mean when's Death Stranding uncapped? When I finish the game. Appa is not a Kojima stan, confirmed. No, not really. I like some of his games. In fact, Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games on the PS2. So, but I'm not really like a huge fan of him. I personally enjoy the stream since roasting the bad takes in social media is cathartic for me. Plus, it's good to know I'm not alone in my desire to point and laugh at the fools. All right, that's great. Thank you so much for enjoying the stream. Have you ever considered collaborating with CJ of Cynical Reviews? CJ from Cynical Reviews actually follows me on Twitter, so maybe. Did you see the news that Death Stranding will launch on Steam and Epic simultaneously? Yeah, I heard about the news. That's pretty cool. So, Bible Black. Emergence is not dark enough for me. Will be our favorite boomer, one angry boomer in the stream. No, but there will be another boomer on the stream, and also does something that's equally dumb. Actually, a lot more dumb. Thoughts about interspecies review? I don't know who that is. So, but Doom Eternal is Bethesda, and they screwed up their reputation. Well, yes. Well, yes. I know, but Doom Eternal is also id Software, and as much as forgettable as Rage 2 is, I really like Rage 2. This gonna be like one of the unpopular positive opinions probably, but I actually really like Rage 2. It's not a great game. I totally see why people criticize the game for being like a generic sandbox, but I enjoyed the game. I really like going through the vehicles and everything like that, destroy the living crap out of these monsters. I really enjoyed the game, and people say it's not great, but I can totally understand why. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. What's wrong with that? So, but Doom Eternal is Bethesda. I already read that. Appa taking it all off. The good old days. Whoever talk about hentai, lovey-dovey hentai is better than dark hentai. The vanilla guys. When you come in here in America, we're gonna Santa Monica Pier as a date so you can try the delicious funnel cake. Okay. I thought laptops couldn't be upgraded, and what you see is what you get. And if you attempt to open it up, all you see is a panel blocking off access to the techno goo. I literally showed you a video of me in my last video opening up my laptop. I upgrade my laptop all the time. In fact, just recently I upgraded my this laptop over here. I just upgraded the SSD to an NVMe drive, and I showed the benchmark on on Twitter. So yeah, you can upgrade your laptop. Like this laptop originally has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now it has 32 gigabytes of RAM. But you cannot upgrade the CPU. You cannot upgrade the GPU. But you can upgrade the storage. You can upgrade the RAM. But even then, it depends on the laptop. Some laptop, you can't upgrade it. So an aging jihadist tried to kill me earlier. I was like, okay, boomer. One angry gamer is appabend's persona. No. Let's see. Wait, what happened? Recently, a historical comedy film called Jojo Rabbit has been released to the theaters. Have you ever heard of it? I've heard of Jojo Rabbit, and I actually want to see it because apparently it's pretty funny and everything like that. But it's not out yet, so. Appabend is Kabuto Yakushi confirmed. Hey Appa, I love your streams and content, but there's one thing that's been bothering me for the longest time, and I just have to ask it. Why are you not green? Keep them coming, Appabend 2019. Have you seen The Lighthouse? I haven't seen The Lighthouse, but I want to see The Lighthouse. I've heard good things about it. The Dr. Insano glasses. Are those EGAD glasses? This just said Appabend does not like anthropomorphic cells. Did I say that? I don't think I say that. Appabend runs a black man and chasing you, and he's a boomer. How do you do, fam? Have you heard of Temis who helped create Undertale with FU Gradiation new game, Escape Chasm? Chasm? No, I haven't heard of that one. You're a junkie for Blood, old man. Appa is excited for Destroy Dick December. Did you see the video of the guy who said space doesn't exist because of whiteness? What? No, I haven't heard of that one. That sounds fucking stupid. You can play the piano. You haven't played anything for a while. Well, actually, because I haven't played anything in a while. So, well, what else can I play? I haven't played anything in a while. I can only play... I've been only mostly practicing the Velvet Room theme, but even then, I just kind of forgot. I'm not playing for now. maybe in the next stream, I'll try to practice some song and everything like that. Are you any good at arm wrestling? No. I suck. I'm horrible at it. I'm not going to challenge people for that. Now swap out the blue cap with the Wario hat. Sure, why not? If I can find it somewhere. But anyway, this may sounds dumb, but why do the guys at Twitter and certain other sites not understand that Japan doesn't care about what they say? I know not all are bad on the sites and defending against. I don't know. A lot of people in Twitter are pretty stubborn. So, what do you think about Chivit's video about Persona 5 style over substance? Well, wasn't that the video that's like 5 hours long? The one that criticized Persona 5 for 5 hours long? I didn't watch it because I can kind of see where he's going, or he or she. I'm assuming, even though it's 2019. Linus, I love that. I love that Linus. The Linus actually made a joke about how assuming gender in one of his videos, which is pretty freaking interesting. Assuming, even though it's 2018, and I'm like, whoa, Linus. But anyway, as for the video, I can totally see why. Because here's the thing, my opinion on Persona 5. You just donated $1. I live in Israel. There are boomers of all types here. Yes, all kinds. I will say I'm happy I've not heard of any of the explosive kinds in the last couple of years. Again, thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. But anyway, goddammit, where was I? Yeah, but Persona 5. I can totally see why people say that Persona 5 is like style over substance, or the criticisms that people give towards Persona 5. I can totally see why. Because my opinion on Persona 5 is that it's good, but not great. Like, it's not like a masterpiece of a game or anything like that. That would go to Persona 4, in my opinion. Persona 4 is perfect. It's just that game is masterpiece for me. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But Persona 5 is just, it's good. It's not great. It's good. I suppose you can say it's a bit overrated, I guess, but I wouldn't go that far. I would say overrated means that I kind of dislike the game, but no, I just think the game is good, just not great. That's the nicest way for me to put it. Not saying overrated. So I don't have to watch the video because maybe I can see what he's trying to say. So all this time you don't realize what? Deadly Stranding. What do you think about how Death Stranding looks so far, and are you playing it? Yes, I'm playing Death Stranding. Death Stranding looks great, but it doesn't play great because I haven't been playing much gameplay on it for the 2 hours. It's like 30 minutes gameplay and 1.5 hours of cutscenes. I smoked a joint and now I see all the boomers everywhere. But they have the headquarters in Canada. Iggy Pop is the villain rock and roll. Okay. I find myself self-contradicting because I'm okay when someone kills with guns, but not okay when killing is in process of sex action. Maybe I just don't like putting death and sex in the same plate. Okay. CMYK monitors aren't standard, Appa. Wait, CMYK? Wait, when have I ever said that CMYK monitors are standard? Maybe because I didn't say RGB? Anime was a mistake. Why? What the heck does stan even mean? Stan can mean many things. Stan can mean either the Eminem song, Stan. Was it Stan, the Eminem song, the one about his fan? Which someone who is really, really love him, someone who is obsessed with him, anything like that. Or stalker fan. Somebody who is a fan but can also be a stalker. So a stalker fan. So somebody who is a fan, really, 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 really a fan of something or someone specifically. So Eminem, Eminem, or a JoJo reference. Stan, not that Stan. But have you watched Beavis and Butthead? No, I haven't watched Beavis and Butthead. Is the quartering gonna be on the stream? No, no. What's your favorite video from CJ? I haven't seen any of his videos actually. So you can change the hard drive of any laptop. Yeah, you can change the hard drive of any laptop. Are you a vanilla guy or NTR? Vanilla. Not a fan of NTR. It's not for me. I made the gameplay of Rage 2, which is arguably the best part of it, and Avalanche made the open world and missions, which is arguably the worst part. Yeah, the open world and missions not exactly great. So, is SNK heroines for bad boys and girls? Yes. I suppose that is for the bad boys and girls. Pizza World War 1. Dr. Appa Insano. Space doesn't exist because I haven't personally seen it. Damn. The Watam hype is non-existent. Watam fans rise up. Can you try and play any of the Katawa Shoujo's soundtrack? I also need to practice on that. I haven't heard of Katawa Shoujo soundtracks in a while, or play Katawa Shoujo in a while. So I need to play Katawa Shoujo back. Katawa Shoujo is great. What are your thoughts on Westerners making manga, anime, JRPGs? Wait, Western. If a Western is making a JRPG, I don't think it's called a Western. Called a JRPG? It's called a Western RPG. Just have JRPG influence. But as for my thoughts on them making those things, if it's great, if it's better than what the AAA industry has been offering, then go right ahead, make them. If it's better than the current comic industry or the current animation industry, then go ahead and make them. What's wrong with that? Have you played Amid Evil yet? Amid Evil, where have I heard of that game? Wasn't that the... Yeah, no, I haven't played this game. But... And I'm not really that much of a fan of like the sorts of throwback shooters, because I really like Doom. Doom is my favorite classic like shooter of all time. Doom, not the 2016 Doom, the OG Doom. I played a lot of that back in the day, but not so much of a fan of like the 90s throwback 90s shooters or the classic throwback 90s retro shooters. I like Shadow Warrior, for example. Right, Shadow Warrior and Resident Triad is pretty fun, but. Aside from that, and Doom 2016 as well. But aside from that, not really paying attention to like the throwback 90s shooters. So, what is your next uncap and why is it Luigi's Mansion 3? I don't play Luigi's Mansion, so that's not going to be my next uncap. So, your musical, cool. Musical as in I play music as in I play instruments. Yeah, I am. You know what? Actually, my cousin's going to be pissed at me. I'm going to pause the timer. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab his guitar. Because not exactly good at playing the guitar, but at least I can play it. You know what? I'll be right back. Dude. Oh, my cousin's gonna be pissed at me. Sorry, cousin, I didn't ask for permission, but I'm just gonna play. Man, it's been a while since I played this thing, and every single time I play a guitar, it's just my fingers just kind of hurt. So I don't know a specific song that I can play, and I can't even like do the. Actually, I'm not that good at guitar in general. Why am I bringing this? Waste of my fucking time. So fucking late in chair. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, in terms of musical, I can play the piano, I can play the guitar. Not well, but I can. So, let's see. Who's your childhood crush? Can come from a video game, cartoon, anime, etc. Flo from Dinner Dash. And if you don't know Flo from Dinner Dash, Google Flo from Dinner Dash. That guy in Israel give you literal shekels. Yes. Will there be ratios? Yes, there will be ratios. Hentai stream when? When I actually jump to Pornhub, yes. Do you have a favorite game from both Persona and SMT? My favorite Persona game is 4, obviously. And my favorite SMT game is Nocturne. Even though I really like a bunch of SMT games, I really like Digital Devil Saga. I really like Strange Journey, but Nocturne, I really like it. So, imagine Linus getting a cable that he thought was male to female, but was male to male, and he shouts, "OMG! Did I just assume it's gender?" Persona 2 is the best. No, it's not. Persona 2 is only half good. The rest of the half is bad. It's bad, really, really bad. It's just, but it's so bad it's good. It's so bad, it's good, but it's not something that I would unironically say good. Only half of Persona 2 is good for me. I'm more mainline SMT, but Persona 5, 4, 3, and even 1 are still great. Yeah. So, god damn it! Freaking auto scroll, Jesus. So you'd say Persona 4 is golden? Alright, I'm gonna end myself. Ironically, the game that I play the most is Persona 4 the OG, not the golden version. So Persona 5 is good, but if you thought of playing Trails of Cold Steel, like the reason why I put the Trails of Cold Steel on my poster is because Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2 on the poster, because those two are also my favorite RPGs. Music really does help me calm and cool, mainly game, anime, movie, and classic ones. Eminem song, Stalker fan, or a JoJo reference. Is that why they're called Stan? Yes. Persona 5 doesn't have enough screen time for characters. Let's add one character as well, watch as well the rest of Haru's times away. If you have to pay 25 cents to see God, would you? Nah. Do you know that Wallace and Gromit turned 30 recently? That's pretty interesting. Do you watch Scooby-Doo? Depends on which Scooby-Doo. Persona is a good series of RPG, but man, I am tired of the soundtracks. I get it, they're great, but I don't want to hear them every goddamn time. Please, content creator, chill out. Depends on... I think you should watch content creators that don't use their soundtracks a lot. I suppose I did use their soundtrack once, but I used the remix of the soundtrack because, well, the original is fine, but I just prefer the remix. So, what are your thoughts on my Shiranui not being in Terry Smash Brothers update? Well, I can't comment on that. Kato Shoujo, a game about disabled girls where you develop legit feelings for them, and not because of the handicap part. Yeah. Do you have my opinions on Dragon's Dogma? I personally love it. I love Dragon's Dogma. It's a great RPG, but it's been a while since I played it too. So, let's see. Quake better than Doom? Nah. Technically speaking, yes. Quake is better than Doom. In the technical aspect, yes, Quake's better than Doom. But I prefer Doom's gameplay. Quake is a lot more 3D-ish, and therefore it's a lot more primitive for me for Quake. But Doom is that 2D, using the 2D sprites, and Doom has that special place for me to using the 2D sprites instead of the 3D sprites on Quake. So anyway, chair stream. Freaking chair. Shut it! Shut it. I'm gonna need to read it. Play Wonderwall. 30 seconds. What's wrong with your mic? Nothing wrong with my mic. People have been streaming Trails of Cold Steel 3 on Twitch a lot. Yeah. Are you a fan of Ozzy Osbourne? Not really. It literally is with white supremacy. I'm gonna play a lot of games too. Jawbreaker reference. We can agree that both Quake and Doom is better than Doom Annihilation. You know, I actually have Doom Annihilation, but I haven't actually seen the film. I'm gonna see the film. Probably do a recap on that. That'd be fun. What is a game that is universally loved but by everyone but you? Good question. I'll think of it after the stream. What do you mean is Doom looks better than Quake? Sure, Quake's better though. Doom looks better than Quake because the 2D sprites actually, I really like the animation of the 2D sprites, and the gore is actually very well animated. Fire Emblem 3 Houses got an update, I believe, for DLC. You can dress every character and made a better outfits. Okay, finally, I got to the end of the chat. Oh man, took a bit of time, but finally get to the end of the chat. It's time for the stream. It's get to the intro. Hopefully I didn't do a boomer this time. Hopefully I didn't pull off a boomer. Hopefully the intro is actually the intro that I actually wanted to load. So, okay, the intro is actually the one that I wanted to load. So anyway, I'm gonna... Finally, the intro can roll on smoothly. Oh, man. Goddamn, I'm just gonna transition back and turn off the freaking intro just in case. Just because I need to switch back to that scene to go to the endings and everything like that. Anyway, finally time for the stream. Let's get to the fan arts. First, this one. Oh no, my organs. Big MILF me and her big freaking tits. The Rule 63 fan arts keep them coming, guys. They're freaking amazing. Thank you so much, Flawless Nichols, for the fan art. As usual, it's freaking amazing. Another thick event. Cursed image. And also this one from my girlfriend. You must be punished for your sins and repent, and then me saying repent me. And I have a fucking boner in there. Jesus, my fucking boner. My fucking boner. My one angry fucking boner in there. Jesus. It's not November, Appa. Oh man. But seriously, thank you so much for the fan arts. You guys want to send me fan arts? It's on my Twitter or send me to the emails and everything like that. Now, as usual, we're going to start off with the meanwhile in Indonesia, because there are a bunch of meanwhiles in Indonesia today, last week. Horny guy asked for a lady who was bathing in the river to have sex with him. The lady refused, so the guy stabbed her multiple times. I mean, it's not November, man. You know how to jerk off to yourself and look at it. It's 2019. We have porn. If you want to jerk off to naked ladies, you go to porn. You don't go to a lady and literally asked her to have sex with her. You freaking horny ass motherfucker. Jesus Christ. The freaking incels here are coming into Indonesia, man. That escalated pretty quickly. 0 to 100. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, 2 teenagers dressed up as ghosts and scare people at late night got arrested. No fun allowed in Indonesia. You can't do Halloween stuff anymore, even though it's November 4. You're a bit late for Halloween, guys, but the spirit lives on. The spirit continues on for Halloween, but no fun zone indeed. You just donated $1 about the girl with the cola in the intro. I'm guilty of the same thing. Which girl? You mean the guy? The cola with the Mentos thing? You mean that? That's a guy. Anyway, thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. And meanwhile, in Indonesia, taxi bike driver got beaten to the pulp by 4 men because he impregnated their niece and refused to take responsibility. Well, there you go. There you freaking go. Finally, a little bit of justice happening. At least people in Indonesia aren't totally flipping insane. At least, finally, a bit of justice can be served to those freaking horny guys. What is it with November and the news about a bunch of freaking horny guys who can't control their desires and just decide to fuck people, literally. Ugh. Patriarchy in action. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, man molested a woman who was hanging her clothes because he's horny and couldn't handle it. No, really, that's the reason. He is horny and he couldn't handle it. That's really the reason. He molested a woman who was hanging her clothes because he's horny. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, man raped his 16-year-old sister-in-law constantly to the point of getting her pregnant because she wears minimal clothing in the house. Ah, yes, I mean, man, this is the moral guardians in the Middle Eastern excuse for women to cover up, because something like this is probably gonna happen, right? I mean, Jesus flipping Christ. There's a hentai freaking storyline there. It's not even an anti-storyline, but it's, anyway. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, mother puts newborn baby in a washing machine. I need to correct that. Not on a washing machine, but in a washing machine. The baby died. Do you guys remember that video I shared in where there's this girl who puts her freaking puppy on a washing machine? Well, here's the worst case scenario. Newborn baby, you put that newborn baby in a freaking washing machine, and of course the newborn baby freaking died. I mean, what do you expect? What do you freaking expect? Man, the new Indonesian news are wild these days. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, guy 37 met a woman 42 in June and dated with her. He asked her money 3 times for his gas company project, $3,500 total. Turns out that he was scamming her. Got caught scamming thanks to her finding it suspicious and reporting it to the police. It's really strange how in current year that in Indonesia, where you can scam a woman by dating her. You can date a woman and then you scam her, which is very interesting. I thought it's the other way around. It's usually the woman who's trying to scam the guy by, being the gold digger. But apparently these days in Indonesia, it's the opposite. It's the guy who's the gold digger. So, yeah. Yeah, there's that. And I do the freaking glasses again. The glasses again. Oh, man. 2-row reversal so far. Now, this is a bit... this is a bit ancient. I was a bit ancient, but this was actually from a week ago. I forgot to put this one on last stream, but it's still freaking hilarious regardless, because if you don't want sexist comments, don't do sexy cosplays. Okay, explain this. So this is a girl posting a cosplay of her in the crafting table, Minecraft crafting table. So it's a girl in a freaking Minecraft crafting table. That's it. That's the cosplay. If you call it a cosplay, but then you got the comments on Reddit. Could I please craft inside you? I'd be shy putting my stick on that crafting table. Hey, you're a crafting bench, right? Well, let's make a baby. Glory hole cream pie? Craft me a sandwich. Now you can craft me a sandwich anywhere now. Oh my god. The comments got fucking downvoted. She wants someone to craft on it. I would... What? Hey girl, are you a crafting table? Cause I got some work to do on you. It's dumb. It's really dumb, immature comments on Reddit. But come on, y'all. These are not serious comments. These are very clearly, obviously joking comments. They got downvoted by everybody because, oh my god, it's a very sexist comment. How dare you? How dare you make these very sexist comments? Man, these horny freaking bastards. And this is my favorite. It suits her. She's being used by everyone. Oh my god. Man, why do you insist on being irritating about a Minecraft cube? Why do you not want to have fun at least once? No fun allowed. You have to. Yeah, no fun allowed in this freaking space. Oh my god. Holy shit. Man, so yeah, that was dumb. So yeah, there's also this. There's a you guys might remember the account Unseen Japan. Now, my assumption with this account is that the account who banned me for some fucking reason, I don't know who this account is, he just straight up banned me, but this is the account who complained about this, the blood donation of the Uzaki thing, the blood donation. Man, 24 October. This is ancient, but still, I just want to talk about this because I missed this one, and this is very, very interesting, and some new information, I guess, news for me. Because I didn't find it because I assumed wrong. I assume since Unseen Japan, this is an account that writes about feminist stuff in Japan, feminist issues. I assume that this account is run by a woman. But I am wrong. It's run by a white man. There's a popular Japanese talk show called Tsukiri. Refreshing. I love Tsukiri. It's been a critical part of my learning Japanese, and I especially love you, out of Campbell, Tokyo. So seeing myself as an, if you can't read that, that reads American male. Freaking American male! American male talking about feminist issues. I mean, that is, to quote Dr. Randomercam, cocked into biblical proportion. Or Tsukiri is some next level Twilight Zone shit. Well, congratulations. God damn it. Congratulations that you got noticed by Senpai. That is amazing. Congratulations that you got noticed by Senpai. Why is it in Japanese? Because it's Japanese news. It's a Japanese AM talk show. That's why it's in Japanese. Or are you talking about this? This text in Japanese? Because it's literally this text copied here. The text. It's called American Male. That's what it reads, or at least according to Google Translates, like the camera mode, because I can't. Yeah, anyway, it's been a while since I learned Japan. The fact that I, admittedly a white American dude, raised this issue, this very important feminist issue about freaking anime girl with big titty, big U's to donor blood. The fact I, a white American dude, This issue is being used to obscure the fact that so many women in Japan have a problem with how they're represented in Japanese media. Stop erasing Japanese women. Holy shit, dude. You are cocked into biblical proportion. I mean, I don't really use cuck as an insult, but holy shit, man. This is some level of cuckoldry that is just beyond compare. Wow. Wow, that you have to dedicate yourself to talk about feminist issues in Japan and block people who disagree with you, block people who don't even interact with you, who just talk shit behind your back. Because, well, you blocked me. So, oh my god, this is some, oh my lord, silence Gaijin. But that's not the funny part. The funny part is this. The performance of Gigi Morley here is disappointing in so many ways. Oh no. Oh no. He's disappointed. As a Japanese man, he has a chance to change people's minds. Instead, he's erasing the concerns of Japanese women and pushing this all onto me and my Western perspective. These are weeb talking points. Okay, so in other words, the show disagrees with you. Oh no! Oh no, the show disagrees with you and thinks you're nuts. Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible. Give it the sad violin, guys. Cue in the sad violin. Criminal imagination under the $2. Go home, Baka Gaijin. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. But holy shit, man. Lord help me. Now NTV Sukiri is buying to the, isn't this discrimination against women with large breasts? The Japanese is fucking based. Holy shit. That is some based perspective right there. Oh my god. That is so fucking based. But it is though. Otaku weeb argument, which totally misses the point. There's obviously so much more going on here than chest size. Oh no. Oh fucking no. They didn't talk about this. They didn't talk about this issue. The issue that you want to talk about. Are you still on this one? Yeah, just a bit, because I just found this one out. I was fucking laughing my ass off. Damn it! Now I'm starting to wonder whether Sukiri was never that great. Wow. I mean, wow. So, I can't believe you just change your opinions on a specific show like that because they disagree with you. Just in a snap of an instance, one side is like, wow, I really love this show. But then the show disagrees with you. And like, now I'm starting to wonder if this show is great or not. Oh no, you fucking salty. You salty motherfucker. Malik donated $1. You would actually be amazed of how much far-left white men hate themselves to the point they will proverbially self-flog themselves to look more remorseful than they actually are. Yeah, I've been through that. We all have been through that. But anyway, thank you for the donation. Once again, keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. And I'm just disappointed now that they're discussing an issue I care about. Gakari? Gakari. Is that Gakari? Gatsukari or Gakari? Gatsukari means, which is interesting because Gatsukari means confused and Gakari means disappointed. So you're confused and disappointed at the same time. Well, I suppose I can take that. Glad that you're disappointed and also confused. So, and there's also this. There's also this. I showed this meme on my last video, but I didn't talk about it in a bit. So I want to put in this meme because, well, it's inaccurate. And let me tell you why it's inaccurate. Lol, you have to be a complete loser to buy the same game over and over again. But then you cite Persona 5 Royale, which isn't the same game. The game literally has a lot of content in it. A lot of added content in the game to make it Persona 5 Royale. So these two are not even remotely the same. Overwatch 2 is the same. It's literally the same game to the point where people who own Overwatch 1 can play together with people who own Overwatch 2. From what I've heard. Which is insane. That kind of implies that there's really not much change on this thing. Now, the funny thing about this is that this person also recommends here a bunch of JRPGs. Because you see, this person is trying to insinuate, well, Persona 5 bad.
P5 bad. That's the new popular take these days is, well, Persona 5 bad. Persona 5 bad because it's popular. Because Persona 5 is bad because it's popular. That's the thing that people are doing these days. I mean, it's not great. It's good, but it's not great. But because Persona 5 is so popular that they decided, you know, let's dunk on Persona 5 because it's popular and everything like that. But here's the thing. If we're going to dunk on Persona 5, at least dunk on it on things that it actually does. Making the same game is not the thing that it does. It's an entirely different game, Persona 5 Royale. So it's really weird for you to say, well, don't play other game, play other JRPGs other than Persona, and then you say, here are some actually good JRPGs for you to try and broaden your horizons. Atelier Dust DX comes out January 14, as in a game that hasn't came out. Well, it came out, but the re-release will come out. But I thought playing the same game, buying the same game over and over again is bad. And yet you signed a game that's a re-release. Are you trolling? Are you trolling me? Are you trolling me? Because this looks like you're trolling. Judgment. Hold up. Judgment? As in this that's not a JRPG. Judgment is not a JRPG. Yakuza is not a JRPG. What were you on about? Crime detective cop drama with amazing combat. It is, but it's not a JRPG. Doom is an amazing game, but it's not a JRPG. What? What? Dragon Quest XI, lengthy classic JRPG. Also, Dragon Quest XI, isn't this the game that has a re-release on the Switch? With a much better version on the Switch? Or at least from what I've heard from people? I thought re-release is bad. But it's when it's Persona 5 who did it, it's bad. But when it's Dragon Quest who did it, that is perfectly fine. Because Persona 5 bad. Right? And Tales of Vesperia. Tales of Vesperia, you literally cited the definitive edition. Oh my god, you gotta be trolling. You gotta be trolling me, man. You gotta be trolling, man. That's so it's bad when it's Persona 5, but it's good when these other games are releases. One isn't even an RPG, so you gotta be trolling me, man. That has to be a troll. But anyway. There's this too. Now we get to the boomer takes, finally, after the bad gamer takes. Well, aside from the Persona is the only JRPG. All other JRPGs are canceled. But anyway, check out Sims 2. It gives you the option in the game to cook and eat your baby. The Sims does a lot of weird stuff, but I don't think they do that. I don't think this is one of the things that they do. And also The Sims 2, like, what year is this? The Sims 4 is the latest game in the series. Why are you making a moral panic on The Sims 2? And the worst part is the fact that it was a mod. It's a mod. It's a mod. So unless you have the direct link to the download, you can no longer play with that mod. Well, yes, that's what a mod is. You mod the game to have this feature. And if you don't mod the game to have this feature, you don't have that feature. That's what a mod is. It's still sick. You can kill children in Skyrim as well. There are a bunch of mods out there that are fucking sick. But Sims is not to blame with this evil mod. So what is to blame on this evil mod? What's to blame? What's to blame for this evil mod? Also, did you call this evil mod? What is a mod? Excuse me? What is a mod? What is a mod? To be honest, I don't know. Then why are you making a moral panic of something that you don't know? I don't know exactly how it works myself, but the option isn't in the game when you buy it. Well, yes, duh. Because it's a mod. It's a modification of a game. Something that you have to do to the game, to the original game, to the vanilla version of the game. Someone created a download that allows you to change the coding of the game for extra features, like a bonus pack. It's bizarre. It's someone who knows a lot of gaming or coding. And not really. I mean, usually Well, sometimes mods do that. You need a lot of coding and everything like that. But sometimes there are mods that you can do yourself. Like there are a couple of mods that I make in Fallout 3 that just modifies the stat of the weapons, so they can fire more accurately, so that they can have a 100 stats of accuracy, so they have 0 recoil. That's pretty easy to edit in Fallout 3 edit or Fallout New Vegas edit. With software to do that. But yeah, there's that. Man, the freaking boomer is coming in, man. Boomer. And speaking of boomer, dismantling the B slur. How okay boomer is a victory for Russia. The freaking articles, man. The freaking articles just insinuate that boomer is a slur. Not only that boomer is a slur, it's actually a victory for Russia. I'm wearing back the glasses. The world is too fucking crazy. I need my filters in. I need my filters in. This is too flipping nuts. Okay, boomer. Gen Z's generational slur. Actually, no, I'm not wearing these glasses. It actually hurts me. Actually, glasses in general hurts my freaking eyes. I guess my eyes are getting better. Maybe I'm turning to Peter Pan. Not Peter Pan. Peter Parker. I got bitten by a spider or an ant, and somehow my senses got better. But anyway, okay, boomer. Gen Z's generational slur now appears on t-shirts and hoodies. How is this a freaking... Okay, boomer is a flipping slur these days, apparently. Apparently. Teen and 20-something entrepreneurs profit from telling off those in the baby boomer generation. From what I'm seeing, it looks like it's written by a boomer. So, I guess I can totally see why you are complaining. And speaking of boomer, Gab! Welcome back, Gab! You finally enter the meme stream of shame. You finally enter the realms... well, you have already entered the realms of the meme stream when you talk about you wanting to ban lolis and how lolis are the evils of the world on your platform that supports free speech. And now you talk about how pornography is not speech any more than flag burning is. These freaking social medias, man, they parrot themselves as this free speech social media, and yet they do this shit. They do this absolutely boomer shit, man. Gab is still a thing, apparently. Now, regardless of the tortured interpretation of the First Amendment by the Supreme Court over the years in an attempt to protect certain activities by classifying them as speech. Wow. Like I said, don't trust these freaking social media platforms that claim that they're for free speech, and then they're gonna stab you in the back because they disagree with you. They're always gonna do that. A lot of social media, they tend to do that. Except Gab is doing the thing that Twitter does in a rather quick fashion. I mean, Gab is only big like around 2014, 15. I don't know when the first time the software is out, when the first time the social media is out. But at least at a time where, you know, it's supposed to be a platform where you freely speak yourself, freely express yourselves and everything like that, to fight against the establishment social media, to fight against Facebook and Twitter has been censoring everybody, and they still do. But now you're the one who's doing the censorship. Now you're the one who is doing the pornography bad. How porn destroyed the patriarchy and the West. You see, I watched this video. This is very funny because the video contains studies, like studies from psychologists in how porn makes you a liberal, as in how porn actually makes you to support liberal values, like women's rights or gay rights. So porn, technically speaking, destroyed the patriarchy. And unfortunately, to the boomers on the right, being a liberal is bad. Supporting gay rights is bad. Supporting women's rights is bad. That's the psychology. This video talks about that. The video talks about the psychology, the studies of how porn is actually making you liberal. Apparently. And the West. And the reason why it's destroying the West is because it makes you a liberal. And making you a liberal means, therefore, you're a degenerate. And making you a degenerate, therefore, you do a lot of degenerate stuff. That's the argument. No, literally, that's the argument, the point that these people are trying to convey to you. They destroy the West because it makes you a liberal, and being a liberal is lunatic. It is lunacy. That's the logic that Gab is subscribing. No wonder why I wonder why your platform is called this alt-right haven by the mainstream media. Sometimes you see, it's one of the key examples I talk about in my last video in how I saw a lot of people went freaking nuts because they keep fighting the same enemy. Well, this is an example. They keep fighting the same enemy and then they went fucking nuts. Or maybe they already are freaking nuts. So, man, nah, mate, I'm totally confused. And which part? Which part? Again, this video talks about how porn is destroying the patriarchy because it makes people more liberal. It makes people to support women's rights. It makes people to support gay rights. And that's not good for the boomer because it makes them a liberal and it makes them support women's rights and it makes them to support gay rights. That's not good for the boomer. It's destroying the West. Liberal values are destroying the West. That's the argument that these people are saying. But you see, I talk about this because my girlfriend decided to jump in and make a comment. Remember, guys, this is the website that bans lowly art. So I'm not surprised they don't believe that people should be allowed to post not safe for content. So my girlfriend jumps in and shares her take and disagrees with Gab. And you know what happened next? Gab actually responded. And the response is so typical. Like, really, really typical. Catholic in the bio. No, seriously. Like, seriously, this is the response. The response is Catholic in the bio. Boo! 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 So, why do Gab say Catholic in the bio? Because she's a Catholic and she supports free speech. She supports porn. She supports people to make not safe for work content. She likes porn, just as I like porn. But she also identifies as Catholic. And therefore, they're incompatible with the religion or something. So if you're a Catholic, that means you automatically hate porn. That means you're a devout Catholic. That means you are totally devout in the religion. That means that that means that you don't see the flaw of the religion or whatever. So what Gab is insinuating here is if you're a Catholic, you're against porn. That's it. And of course, the ratio. The ratio, man. Ever since I put the tweet in here and say, lol, Gab is trying to go after, is going after my girlfriend by saying going pronouns in the bio level of takedown, the freaking ratio just keep on popping in. It's like 54 ratio. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that my girlfriend actually shared this DM. Like it's to the point where she got a freaking DM from some fucking boomer. You're a pathetic excuse for a Catholic. Pornography consists in removing real or simulated sexual acts from the intimacy of the partners in order to display them deliberately to third parties. It offends against chastity because it perverts the conjugal act, the intimate giving of spouses to each other. It does grave injury to the dignity of its participants, actors, vendors, the public, since each one becomes an object of base pleasure and illicit profit for others. It immerses all who are involved in the illusion of a fantasy world. It is a grave offense. Civil authorities should prevent the production and distribution of pornographic materials. Please learn your own damn religion and stop embarrassing us or deconvert. Damn! Damn! I mean, damn! It's to the... I can't believe that my girlfriend is able to trigger the Gab guys so much, the Gab fanboy so much, or the Catholic guys so much, the Catholic boomers so much, to the point where someone actually DMs her and talks about how pornography is bad. That's just amazing. And it's not even her who started the fact that she's Catholic. It's Gab. It's Gab. It's fucking weird, man. I can't believe that. Also, what the fuck is going on? The view count is not fucking updating. Gotta be something wrong with the view count there. Other than the view count. 246 always. There we go. That's a more accurate view count. Jesus Christ, man. The freaking boomers are getting... I can't believe the boomers are rising. Oh, man. Roll is doomed. You know, I'm just gonna play this because I'm starting to play this clip because
I'm frustrated that the human race is doomed.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Steve. Steve Tech Jesus from Gamers Nexus. Thank you so much. I am also frustrated that humanity is doomed. Nick Fintes is the guy who giggles when he shoots interracial couples in video games. Okay. Just in case you think it's fun to ally with him. Malik donated $1. This sounds eerily similar to one SJW would talk. Exactly. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming, guys. But it's a video game. A lot of bad things happen in video games. You can kill kids in video games. You can kill the kids in Skyrim. You can nuke an entire freaking town in video games. But no! Shooting interracial couples, that's where we draw the line. You can't shoot interracial couples in video games. That's where we draw the line, guys. Want a sample? Just type his name and heated gamer moment into any search engine. Well, there is one very, very heated gamer moment, but we'll save that for last. We'll save that for last because it's fucking hilarious. But anyway, y'all really want to get married and have sex with the same person for the rest of your life? Yes. Yes. That's the point of marriage? That you can spend the rest of your life with one person? Instead of multiple? Like a thought? Like you? Do you expect people who get married to have sex with everybody? Are you what? and that's not even the funny part. The funny part is that this happens at the same time as this. Almost at the same time as this. Ulysses donated $1. Lamau Alpa creep in the bio. Creep in the bio. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming, guys. And there's also this. Self-partnered. The sudden surprising rise of single positivity movement. Wait a second. I thought incels are bad. I thought being an incel is bad, but apparently not. Well, I suppose being a single doesn't mean you're an incel, etc., etc. But come on, y'all. I know what you mean. You make fun of people for being virgins, for being a virgin incel. You're the types of people who makes fun of virgins, incels, virgins and incels. So you're making fun of people for being single. But when it's Emma Watson who does it, that's perfectly fine because she's Emma Watson, right? Because she's Emma Watson. I need a clip. I did a fucking Harry Potter clip just to put it right here because it's so fucking dumb. From Emma Watson to Lizzo, the singer who puts the sing in single. Oh my fucking god. Freaking Guardian! More and more people are throwing off outdated stigmas and embracing a happy life on their own. Okay, MGTOW. Okay, WGTOW. WGTOW? Is it WGTOW? WGTOW? What is it? WGTOW sounds like the Wigga version. We're getting us to know the song. I really miss my Wigga. Oh man, it reminds me of that. Wigga. Oh no, I said the N-word, but I accepted a W. But the song says, white people, you can sing it too. Just change the M to a W. So, really miss my Wigga. Anyway, where's I? Words to you'll be held accountable for saying in 2020. A list. Retard, lame. Seriously, lame is that? Retard, lame, prostitute. I don't know what prostitute is, but I know what prostitute is. Is that what you're trying to? Is that what you're referring to? Crackhead, spaz, moron, Eskimo. What's wrong with Eskimo? Gypsy, ghetto, cunt. Well, you're a fucking cunt. Asses will be got. Thank you. Assess will be got. Thank you. Not asses. Assess. Asses. Assess. Asses. Assess. Asses. Assess. Asses. Assess. Asses. Phone login. Jesus. Asses. Assess. Asses will be got. Thank you. Yeah, I think asses will be God for you. What am I missing besides the obvious ones we always talk about? Feel free to add on a thread. Since this wasn't abundantly clear, the freaking ratio, holy shit. Don't say the word if you do not align with it. I figured I should highlight this cause context ain't there for everybody and people really try to police words. Laughing my fucking ass off, I got the white people mad, bahahaha, OMG. Steve, I need your help. I need your clip again.
I'm frustrated that the human race is doomed.
Thank you. I mean, goddamn. I just want to come back to that clip because, man, what is wrong with y'all? Also, this. I should have put this on a boomer section, but oh yeah, freaking commie right there. Also, this.
The book King's daughter brought home is part of the Japanese graphic novel series Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh no! Do I need to put a dun in there? Oh, damn it, can't send your shekels with my temporary debit card. Aw, it's a shame, but seriously. Where was I?
The story involves a dragon which transforms into a young human woman in a maid outfit. This particular story features drawings of the Dragon Maid exposing most of her breasts.
Why are you buying these stuff for children? These stuff is clearly not for children.
This whole chapter right here talks about how enlarged her breasts are.
Base Dragon Maid. Gotta give huge claps for Dragon Maid for talking about the most important stuff. God bless Dragon Maid. Yes, exactly. The most important topic for everybody. Also, mom upset. This is definitely inappropriate. Yes. Yes. Don't buy your kids these stuff. You dumb mummy. My God. Mom upset with daughter's middle school library book. Then don't subject her to this stuff. Library book? You mean there's a fucking library? The library actually has this book? Well, then that's the school's fucking fault. Okay, school or library or whoever. Actually, no, that's not the library's fault. The library has a bunch of books that are actually inappropriate for children to read. A bunch of books. Maybe Mein Kampf is in there. I don't know. A bunch of the Communist Manifesto is in there. Actually, no, they already teach the Communist Manifesto in the freaking college. But anyway, yeah, point is, there are a bunch of books there that are already inappropriate for kids. Maybe you should parent your kids to make sure that they don't get subjected to these books. Criminal Imagination donated $2. We can't have girls seeing boobs. Wait, what? You just donated $1. No one is allowed to use the word autistic. Only us appabend viewers are allowed to use the A word. Anyway, thank you so much for the donation, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Also, the fucking... is the view count broke again? Streamlabs, goddammit, Streamlabs. You have one fucking job. Okay, kind of broken, but seriously. Oh, man, there's this. Yeah. And then here's the response from the Japanese. The Japanese people are actually responding. Look, these foolish white women hate maid dragons and the Japanese are sad. I will never forget. White women hate Japanese culture but love to fuck dogs every day. Damn! The fucking savagery, man. Holy shit. I think this is obligatory. Obligatory this.
White girls fuck dogs. White girls fuck dogs.
Man, holy shit. Fucking base Japanese people. Absolutely fucking base Japanese people. Huge claps with the base Japanese sticks, man. It was freaking amazing. Loved it. Great job, guys. Great job. Finally, something that restores my faith in humanity instead of one that destroys it. Oh, man. Anyway, speaking of destroying my faith in humanity, y'all, do you know lolicon or shotokan is frowned upon in Japan, right? Y'all know the age of consenting is really frowned upon in Japan, right? Like, y'all fucking know that, right? I don't fuck with pedos. Okay? 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 Oh my god, the pedos are mad as hell at me, Lamau. I'll get my citations when you stop jerking it to a 13-year-old, And for those who say Japan doesn't care, I don't know about that, Chief, considering a big chunk of people I speak to are in the Harajuku fashion circle. I would say otherwise. But you know, I don't live in Japan. I'm just friends with people who do and tell me this information. Well, in other words, you have no idea what you're talking about. And therefore, I can totally dismiss your opinion as a bad take because you don't want to give people citation and you don't really know what they're talking about. So in other words, I'm gonna dismiss your take and gonna move on with others. Oh man, I don't want to talk about this. Actually, I do. I want to talk about this because this is a very interesting topic to. Actually, you know, I'm gonna make a video on this because you see, people have this. It's thanks to Loping on freaking Twitter talking about how Japanese game developers are avoiding politics. Or something along those lines. Or that Japanese game developers are political. Well, they're not. Not really. They don't really talk about politics that much. They just want to have fun. A lot of Japanese game developers just want to have fun. But this writer out here goes, actually, Japanese games are actually political, guys. They're not less political than Western ones. Actually. Okay, fine, writer Tyler Treese. What do you got for me? What's your article going to talk about? Since so many consumers use gaming as a mean of escapism, it's understandable that they want to be talking about real-world political issues and ideologies while they play. Luckily for them, there are plenty of experiences that provide that sort of fantasy, from skill-based platformers to mindless shooters. Okay, however, since the medium often features stories, it's impossible for politics and games to not intersect. Most role-playing games and titles that portray war touch on politics, even if they aren't heavy-handed in it. However, there's been a popular misconception online that Japanese game developers don't touch on politics. Well, hold up. No one is saying that Japanese games aren't political or have political elements in there. No one is saying that. We're saying that Japanese games are not delivering their politics in a cringy manner. We're going to talk to an example of how a Japanese game developer or a Western game developer delivers his politics in a cringy manner, but we'll get to that in a bit. Now, the writer cited a bunch of games. The writer cited Persona 5 as an example of a Japanese game that is like political or whatever. Okay, I'll bite. What's your take on this? One of the main villains winds up being Master Shishido, a powerful politician that is trying to control Tokyo through corrupt means. But that can be anybody. That can be anybody. The game is supposed to represent the idea of a corrupt politician, not necessarily a specific person. Which is why the game resonates with everybody, because corrupt politicians, everybody has corrupt politicians. It's a pretty direct comparison to current Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Not really. I mean, you can make the parallels between the games between Shido and Shinzo. I mean, Shinzo, etc. But in general, the game is not trying to represent specifically Shinzo Abe. The political elements in the game is not a reference. It's an idea. The idea of a corrupt politician who are oppressing everybody. The theme of the game is freedom. Like the character, the Velvet Room is jail for a reason. The character is trying to break free from that shackles of society. And one of the shackles of society is Shido being the corrupt politician trying to oppress everybody. The game is exploring the idea, not the person, not the event, not specifically Shinzo Abe. And the game also takes shots at the ultra-nationalist ideals that the Nippon Kaigi have pushed for in Japan. Citation needed. Sorry for being late, Appa, but are you familiar with Hazbin Hotel and the hoopla surrounding its creator? I'm not familiar with Hazbin Hotel and the hoopla surrounding its creator, but I am familiar with this show. What did I say? I'm not familiar. I am familiar with Hazbin Hotel, but I'm not familiar with the hoopla surrounding its creator. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Anyway, where was I? Ultra-nationalist ideals that the Nippon Kaigi have pushed in Japan. Citation needed. You didn't provide any examples in where the game takes shots at this. Are they taking shots at their ideas, or are they specifically referring to something that they do? Every dungeon in the game focuses on a different issue in Japanese society, from workers being pushed too hard to teachers being abusive. Yeah, these are all exploring ideas, not people, not events. Do you know what I would say about smart people talk about ideas, average people talk about events, and then weak people, dumb people talk about people, or something along those lines, or something along those lines. I forgot the quote, but exactly. My point is, This game is exploring ideas, not specific people, not specific events. Meanwhile, the in-game artist Madarame, who falsely took credit for the work of his students, was a direct parallel to Mamoru Samuragochi and other frauds that have scandals that rot Japanese art. Again, Madarame is an idea. It is a representation of not just this specific person, but also many other artists or people who abuse. Kamoshida, for example, the Kamoshida, he is supposed to represent the people who abuse their powers for sexual favors. And it's not just limited to Harvey Weinstein or the Me Too scandals. In fact, the game came out before the Me Too scandals happened, before that entire thing becomes popular. And Ryder also cited Yakuza and Judgment and how provides examples. Oh, it's about corrupt Japanese politics and police forces. Again, man, I'm repeating myself too much here. These are ideas. The game is exploring ideas. And then the writer goes on to talk about Western games. If there's one thing worth admiring about those Japanese releases, it's how firm they come to their stances. The same can be said for many Western releases, which often toy with political ideas and themes, but are unwilling to dive into them in fear of potential backlash or alienating their player base. Okay? Which Western game? One of the most prolific examples is Ubisoft, as the publisher has released a number of games that have seemingly been based around political issues, yet failed to do anything with it. Far Cry 5? Seriously? Do you know the issue that the journalists have, these freaking woke journalists have with Far Cry 5? It's because it doesn't take a stance. As in, it doesn't explicitly say right-wing nationalist bad, or right-wing cultist bad, or religious cultist bad. Well, they are bad in the game. But here's the thing. The game is exploring the idea of a religious cult. Far Cry 5 could have been a scathing examination of cults and Midwestern isolation. It is! It is! It is! It is! The game is about the scathing examination of cults and Midwestern isolation. It's just that it didn't do it in the way you want it to be, or that it's not as explicit as you want it to be. Just because the game doesn't do it in the way that you want it to be doesn't mean that the game didn't do it. Okay? The game does do an examination of cults and Midwestern isolation. It does do it. It's just that it doesn't do it with the themes of current year, because the game is interested in exploring ideas, not people, not events. Anyway. But it didn't have anything to say, because again, it's exploring ideas. The same can be said for the Division 2, Civil War torn Washington, D.C. Again, oh my god, I can't believe I need to repeat myself every single fucking time because the writer's so fucking dumb. And the upcoming Watch Dogs Legion, the latter takes place in a post-Brexit London. Brexit is a political issue, sure. But it's not the idea, but it's the idea of Britain leaving the EU that's important. It's not the politics, it's not the game specifically referring to the political figures in UK, like Boris Johnson or Jeremy Corbyn or Theresa May or freaking I don't know who else is in the freaking UK figure, the political UK figure, freaking Sargon. I guess if you can count him, but anyway, yeah, there's that. Not ideas, man, not people. And I'm going to show you an example of a game that refers to people. Because that's the bad example. If we're going to use these settings that have a backbone and commit to it. Okay, Western developers even tend to avoid saying that their games have something to say, even if they are overtly saying something. Obsidian discussed how The Outer Worlds wasn't overtly political. Okay, hold up. Did you cite The Outer Worlds? A game that is very, very anti-corporate. Very anti-capitalistic corporate sorts. It's a game that has anti-corporate message, anti-capitalistic message. It's a game that does all of those things. I played the game. I've beaten the game. I reviewed the game. I know about it. The Outer Worlds wasn't overtly political, as in it doesn't fucking refer to specific people or specific events or specific person and how this event or person is great and everything like that. It's talking about ideas, the idea of a capitalistic, ultra-capitalistic freaking universe where the corporations are taking over the freaking universe and how they work. They're taking over the world. They're exploring the idea, not the people. Oh my god. I'm repeating myself. Even if players side with the board, the title's overarching mega corporation, they are not shielded from its horrible, inhuman actions. So either way, the game is conveying how evil corporations can be and how capitalism can ruin societies. Yet Obsidian was afraid to plainly state or hint at that notion despite it being pretty clear. Well, hold up. Say that again. Say that again, right? Slowly this time. Yet Obsidian was afraid to plainly state or hint at that notion despite it being pretty clear. Writer, if the game is being pretty clear, it doesn't have to plainly state or hint it. If the game is being pretty clear on the message, on the themes, you don't have to plainly state or hint it. If you get the message, you don't have to have the game to go, oh, this game is about this. This game is about this, guys. Daniel Wade donated $5. Just a little tribute for the people who can endure this shit without getting brain dead. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm getting brain dead too. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. But seriously, do you really need a freaking knock knock hello? Hello there, this game is about anti-capitalism, y'all. This game is about anti-corporate, y'all. Do you need something like that? Do you need a game to remind you to knock you out every 5 seconds? Hey, this game is anti-corporate, guys. Hey, this game is anti-capitalism, guys. Just in case you didn't get it. You clearly said it yourself. It's pretty clear. So why do you need to plainly state or hint it? Oh my God. Hello, McFly. Jesus. So no, Japanese game developers aren't creating apolitical games that don't deal with any social justice issues. No one is saying that! No one says that, writer! No one says that Japanese games do not deal with social justice issues or social issues or political issues. Freaking Trails of Cold Steel! Like the entire game has discussions about politics and freaking economy and all of that. And it's one of my favorite games of all time. For God's sake, writer, that's not the point. The point is people hate the fact that these games talk about people. That there are Western games that refers to specific people. And they're not talking about ideas. They're not talking about I can't believe I'm saying this. But Kojima! Go fucking Jima is more subtle. And I can't believe I have to fucking say that. We're living in a time where Western game developers are unable to convey their message, convey their political elements in the game to the point where Kojima is fucking subtle. We're living in dark fucking times, man. Oh man, the manga donated $2. I think that what the writer means is that there needs to be a pop-up window that stabs the player's eyes with the message they want because they are stupid or something. Exactly, that's why I said the knock, knock, knock. Hello, McFly. Anyway, thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming, guys. We live in a society. We live in a Kojima society. Politics are an inescapable part of art, and while there are politic-free games you can use to escape, most stories will include them as it's a part of everyday life. One simply can't expect authors to forego their own life experience and convictions when crafting a story. Yeah, that's what Kojima does in Death Stranding, except, and again, I can't believe I'm saying this, Death Stranding is actually more subtle than a lot of the games. For example, I'm gonna put an example right here. This is an example of a game that talks about politics really badly. If you don't know what this game is, this is Life is Strange 2. And you have a character, Hank, saying, you're the reason we need to build that wall. If you guys don't know the context, considering I've played the game, you know what? I'm gonna do a recap on that game. That game is a fucking cringe fest. It's a fucking cringe fest. And I'm probably gonna enjoy the living shit out of it. But anyway, if you don't know the context of the scene, the two main characters in the game are Hispanic. And they're going to a store with not enough money and they want to buy some stuff. And then this store owner caught them shoplifting. Now, here's the really bizarre part about this game. The absolute bizarre part about this game that makes me go, wait, what? This is the most inconsistent ludonarrative dissonance I've ever seen. So, the game is trying to deliver the point that Trump man bad, that orange man bad, that Trump supporters bad. This is the point that the game's trying to convey. Okay, if you want to convey the point that Trump man bad, or orange man bad, or that the Trump people are bad, this is not exactly a very subtle way for conveying it, but at least you convey it. This is you conveying that point. But then here's the problem. So the game tries to convey the point that Trump man bad by this guy shackling the main characters, the two main Hispanic characters. They're trying to shackle them in the house because they're shoplifters. But the problem is, you playing as the main characters can shoplift the store. You can choose to steal from him. So it's really weird. So my point is, if the gameplay lets you to steal items from him, doesn't that make him justified on his actions? Now, sure, if you don't steal anything, he will still capture you anyway. And therefore, the point is that he is a really bad person. But if you actually steal from him, which you can do, does that make his point valid? Does that make him to have a reason to shackle you in the freaking house? In the freaking store? Excuse me? Like it's so fucking bizarre. The game is conflicting. It's conflicting its messages. The messages are conflicting because it tries to state one thing, but it can also do another thing. Oh my god, this is a bad example. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this. A Kojima game is a good example in how politics has more nuance and subtlety. You see, they think that America can only be rebuilt by force, by men who tell them what to do, who take away their freedom and put them in shackles. You see, I put an example on this, on the Kojima, on Death Stranding, because Death Stranding, the plot of Death Stranding is about rebuilding America, because people in America, in the Death Stranding universe, are divided. It's thanks to the catastrophe. It's thanks to the apocalyptic universe where people can't connect to each other. They are divided. They are unable to communicate. They don't want to communicate. They chose to stay isolated, keep it to themselves, go it alone. Like you, Sam. Death Stranding is technically, the game is about the political division in America, and that the apocalypse is supposed to represent the social media and how even though it's connecting us, it's also separating us and dividing us at the time. My god, I can go on and on about how Death Stranding is the symbolism in Death Stranding. Even though I'm not even a fan of Kojima, I can get his message. And he conveys this in a game that doesn't shove it to your face like this. That the message of the game is clear. I mean, man. Oh, man. Too deep for me. What does it look like, Black Mass? It's freaking, what is it? Die Hard Man. That's his name. I don't know. Just ask Kojima why they have these names. But anyway, there's this. Also this. Literally nobody, not a fucking soul, doubts that Japanese games are political. You disingenuous doofus assholes. The difference is that many Japanese games offer more nuance in terms of their politics, while Western developed games as of late are herder orange men bad. Like also this one from Shao Kahn saying, make Outworld great again. Because you see, Trump man bad, right? God, you suck so fucking hard. Intentionally directing harassment? Excuse me, where? When? Where was that? When does that happen? When does that happen? Where does that happen? She's criticizing the writer. Apparently, criticism means harassment these days. The freaking ratio, 71 replies, 2 likes. Also, I find it very weird that this person over here, I am actually find it very, very interesting. It makes one of these makes you go, this person over here, the last time I checked, has less than 1,000 followers. And yet he got the check mark. It's one of why is that? Why is that? Really makes you think. And there's also this, speaking of Death Stranding, there's no review of Death Stranding in the next issue of Edge because the embargo insisted we finish the game before we could review it. Yes. 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 You're supposed to finish the game before you review it. Why are you complaining? That's your job. Print deadline was a factor, but we ran out of enthusiasm long before we ran out of time. So in other words, the game sucks and your job sucks. Oh no, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, the struggles, oh no. The struggles of game journalists these days. Oh, horrible. Put it this way, we probably won't be reviewing in the following issue either. Or to put it this way, I told my wife this morning that the Death Stranding reviews were out and she said, oh, is that the game about backpacks that you hated? Edge 339 on sale next Thursday has a per page preview based on 40 hours with Death Stranding. There's no number at the end. In other words, 0 out of 10, right? Anyway. Oh my God. Oh man, well. Okay, fine, I'll deal with it. Should we dismiss sexism, homophobia, and transphobia in Japanese games because Japan? This is a concern of mine, both as a gamer and as a reviewer. It's nothing new that despite being 2019... It's 2019, of course. There are still Japanese games that insist on keeping a sexist, homophobic, and or transphobic approach stories or characters. I made a thread earlier this year. My little visual novel can't be this homophobic, or how queerness continues to be the butt of the joke in Japan, in which I tried to show how a particular game, one released recently in Japan and localized for the West, is very sexist and homophobic. Oh man, and how companies that are localizing and translating these games have the opportunity to make changes for the better. Do you see why I don't do videos of these people anymore? I just talk about it on stream. Even on stream, I'm fucking tired. These changes, controversial as they are, aren't really the subject for this specific thread. Okay, what do you want to talk about then? What I want to say is that there are several people in the West that not only don't see any issue in these sexist, homophobic, and transphobic approaches in the games, but also to use the excuse, because Japan, to vouch for these views and criticize any people that point it out. Well, it depends on the case. Because, and a lot of times, Japan has an entirely different worldview and cultural worldview than you. And just because your freaking colonialist mindset, you wants to go to Japan and say, hey, you have to change these views, you have to comply to these views, or else you're a sexist, misogynist, blah, 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 doesn't work, doesn't mean that the works are actually sexist, racist, and homophobic, etc., etc. Just because you don't like it. Even if there are games in Japan that have all these issues, citation needed, okay, you have citation, but, well... I'm pressing X on that citation, and the Japanese don't bring those issues up. These games are being released in other parts of the world where the issues won't be glossed over. Should we play Japanese games with Japanese sensitivities as the Japanese do? Well, considering that the Japanese are very freaking based throughout the stream, we showed examples of the Japanese being freaking based throughout the stream, then yes, I suppose we should play Japanese games with Japanese sensitivities. Yes. Or can we bring up how these games have serious issues that should be discussed? Do you guys notice how the people who talk about how games are sexist, misogynist, etc. are the most miserable people on planet Earth? Like, they can't have fun, they can't enjoy stuff. I can't believe I'm gonna use that clip from Reddit or media going, don't ask questions, just consume products and get excited for next products. You know, sometimes they can be used in context for people who are absolute mindless drones, but sometimes it can also be used for people to, for fuck's sake, just enjoy the stuff and accept it for what it is instead of fucking nitpicking every single fucking element and going, oh my god, this is sexist, racist, homophobic. Ugh. As someone that reads reviews for these games, should the reviewer cater to the Western audience that wants exactly what the Japanese are getting, i.e. without any changes, not bring up these issues because they're not an issue in Japan, or should the reviewer analyze the game just as it should be from a Western point of view? Define Western point of view. Because your Western point of view is garbage. And I think I don't want my games to be analyzed in a Western point of view. Disclaimer, I'm not saying we should be dismissing these issues. I've brought up several of them here in my reviews with my friends, but I always find people that come at me with the arguments that I brought up in this thread, saying that as a Japanese product made by Japanese for the Japanese, these issues shouldn't be discussed. Well, here's the thing that I want you all to know, especially you, the Westerners who play these Japanese games. Japanese people made Japanese games for Japanese people. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, but that's the truth. That's the reality of the situation. Japanese people made Japanese games for Japanese people. The Western market, it tends to be just a bonus for them. oh wow, people are interested in our games. That's pretty cool. But you see, you got games like Yakuza, for example. Now you got a bunch of hooplas where Yakuza got censored and everything like that. But even still, Yakuza is very favorite. A lot of people love Yakuza because the game is staying true to its Japanese roots instead of changing the game to comply to Western sensibilities. It doesn't even have a dub, or at least for a while it doesn't have dubs. But anyway, I stay away. Oh, a freaking Korasami stan. I stay away from most Japanese media due to my deep issues with sexism and what I see as a vile display of young women as vulnerable and groomer. Hold up. You are saying this while having Korasami as your fucking profile picture. You just put Korra and Asami in a freaking situation where... Don't even get me started on how whitewashed a lot of anime is. Oh, man. I generally say fucking Japan in response to the shitty entitled old tropes that are sexist, homophobic, etc. Not an excuse, more of an immediate response. No, Japanese needs to change. Japan needs to change! Japan needs to... Okay. Okay, fine. Japan needs to change. I welcome you to try. Go right ahead. I welcome you to try to change the Japanese sensibilities. Because, you know, I went to Japan myself. I went to Tokyo, and I see all the people there are too busy doing their stuff. They're too busy walking around from the freaking station, one subway station to another, doing their stuff, doing their job. And you try to go to them and say, hey, you should change these racist, sexist worldviews. And like, okay. And they're just gonna move on and do their stuff because they have a job. They don't care about politics. They're not as first world as you. You know, they're first world, definitely, but they work their hard ass off instead of you complaining on the fucking internet. Your culture is not, nor should it ever be, an excuse to be a piece of shit. Define being a piece of shit. Define, this is what, especially recent era, well, it's recent era, I shouldn't be surprised about it, but these freaking moral guardians, they talk about how games are sexist, misogynistic, etc., etc., and apparently that automatically makes these writers or etc. they're piece of shit. Because these games are sexist or homophobic or transphobic, etc. They're automatically a piece of shit. But how? How? Just because they include those elements. Why those elements make them a piece of shit? You just assume the character of these people because you don't like the games that they make. No, you can't just say that morals are dependent on geography. Well, I can't, but that's the reality of the situation. Unfortunately, we're living in a time where, depending on the places, depending on the freaking country or the region that you go to in the world, morals are dependent on geography. I don't like that that's the case, but that's the reality of the situation. We say Japanese games are made by Japanese people for Japanese people, based on Japanese culture and Japanese sensibilities and Japanese values. Do you want to live in a world where morals aren't dependent on geography? Well, good for you. Well, good for you. You try to shove your morality up to... What? This is why people call you fucking moral guardians. You literally shove your moral up to everybody's fucking face and tell you should comply to these. Even though the reality, we're living in a society. Oh my god, I need to put the fucking insanity. You know what? Putting this, we're living in a society where morals are dependent on geography. That's the truth. It's an unfortunate fucking truth. Jeez. Just because it's Japan, that's like saying it's okay to discriminate in the south of the US since it's just their culture. Well, no, it isn't. But it's the reality of the situation. You want to change it? Then go ahead and change it. Go ahead, make my day. Just because it's Japan doesn't make it ignorant or hateful views. Okay, morals are morals. Morals are morals. You know that morality is fucking subjective and that your morality is not necessarily the correct one. Or that the one that people would fucking accept. I'm playing through bigotry is never defendable. Yeah, define bigotry. I think you're the one who's being bigoted here, that you can't accept other people's culture. How bigoted of you. I'm playing through Dragon Quest XI at the moment, and I'm amazed at how casually sexist it is. Oh man, I just. can't. What else? Every breath you take. I fucking suck at this shit. Why am I bringing you? I'm only gonna shame myself on fucking stream. Oh man. I saw bits of it playing Dragon Quest Builders, but from the sounds of it of the whole... Wait, hold up. I saw bits of it. I thought you said you're playing the game. I saw bits of it playing Dragon Quest Builders, but from the sound of it, the whole series is that bad. The sexism is literally built into the tradition of the series, which is apparently what it sells itself on. Excuse me, when? Where, what, when, where, what, when, where, what, how, when, where, what? Ugh. Criminal donation donated $2. Puff, puff, puff. You know what? I'm gonna play this. Is it? Oh my god, its guitar's not tuned. God damn it. Ugh. This guitar's not well tuned. But anyway. Why am I playing this? Yikes. Moving on. We as a community needs to be better about falling for alt-right YouTube videos. Wow. Define alt-right. Define alt-right, because I can certainly see videos that have that alignment, but I need to define alt-right first before I can say, yeah, we need to be better at about falling for alt-right YouTube videos, because there are a bunch of outrage videos these days. Or maybe those videos have a point or are right, but you're attempting to discredit them using ad hominem because they're criticizing your favorite movie. Well, I wouldn't say the alt-right has a couple of good points, but I suppose considering that Reset Era always says that everybody is alt-right, maybe they do have points. You're probably I'm trying to discredit them. Complaining about SJWs, forced diversity, or feminist propaganda doesn't discredit them to you? Well, it depends. It depends on how much they complain about SJWs, forced diversity, or feminist propaganda. If you're going one angry boomer at everything is SJW, everything is forced diversity, everything is feminist propaganda, then yeah, I suppose you have a room to complain. But if you're actually, you know what? I can't recall an anti-SJW channel that talks about SJWs, forced diversity, or feminist propaganda that aren't acting like one angry boomer. I can't recall. I can't recall one, honestly. If you don't have a problem with a video complaining about PC culture or SJWs, that says more about you than it does about what movies I like. You're probably referring to the quartering, right? I agree with him that Captain Marvel is so-so and Brie Larson is terrible as Captain Marvel. I don't have to agree with every minute detail of his video to agree with his overall point. Okay? I mean, I don't agree with everything Hitler said. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, hold up. Did you just... Are you insinuating that the quartering is fucking Hitler? I mean, I don't like the quartering. Quarter pounder, it's evidence that I don't really like the quarter pounder, but he's not fucking Hitler. What the fuck? That escalated quickly. Fucking Ray Stan. Shut the fuck up, Ray Stan. That escalated fucking quickly. Holy shit. He did bring Germany out of economic crisis. Oh, man. What's this? Oh, man. Ashley Lynch. You see, it's very weird. It's very weird about this account. Now, the funny thing about Ashley Lynch is that she got fucking ratioed, saying all art is political deal. Okay, all art is political deal. You know what? I'm just gonna show you a piece of art. Because why the fuck not? This. I'm gonna show you a piece of art. I'm gonna put it on repeat. Because why not?
I'm frustrated.
No! Get out!
That the human race is doomed.
Well, I agree, but that's not the right point. But that is art, I suppose. That is art. That conveys the political statement that humanity is doomed. I want to play this. This is what I'm playing. There you go. There's my art for you. There's my art. There's my art. All art is political. Yes. I finally need to convey my statement right there. Finally, the art. I'm just gonna play this for a while. You know what? You just donated $1. Can I get you to upload Futanari again in the Discord after the stream? Unfortunately, I'm gonna be busy right after the stream. I need to work on my papers and everything like that. But actually a bunch of stuff to do. But I see appabend is a member of culture. Anyway, thank you so much for the donation. Again, guys, keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. This is how you guys support my channel. My channel is freaking dying. What's from my new mystery thriller novel arriving this winter called The Woman Who Was Ratioed by Anime Avatars Who Hate Art. And you got ratioed again. Did you see how Japan tries to put a ban on glasses on women in the workplace? Citation needed. I haven't heard that news, but okay. And I got blocked by Ashley Lynch because I say you got ratioed again. You got fucking ratioed again there. And here's a very interesting meme created by Ashley Lynch. I can garner a political message and themes from all art. Thus, all art is political. No, you simply can't view art without a political lens, silly. Tell me the politics behind this piece. It's a drawing from Sakimi-chan about hot men. Is he pretty? Why is he pretty? What does that say about modern shifting beauty standards? What does it say about male sexuality? This image is loaded with political commentary. And it becomes a meme. Finally, a meme stream where I actually talk about memes. Go figure. It becomes a fucking meme. Is she pretty? Why is she pretty? What does that say about modern shifting beauty standards? What does that say about female sexuality? This image is loaded with political commentary. Is she pretty? Hey! 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 Misgendering. That is a misgendering right cue. It's a he. It's a he. Felix is not fucking trans. But anyway, why is she pretty? What does that say about modern shifting beauty standards? What does it say about female sexuality? This image is loaded with political commentary. You know, this image is loaded with the political commentary. I see the statement. This image is trying to convey that Felix is supposed to represent characters who are actually a boy, but actually looks like a girl. Actually, I'm a boy. Actually, I'm a boy. No, you're fucking. Actually, I'm a boy. You see, the beauty about this is that the statement that this work of art is trying to convey is that all traps are gay. Anyway, is she pretty? Why is she pretty? Y'all get the idea. The memes coming in. They're just coming in. You know what? I'm just gonna. Might as well just replace it with something. I'm gonna replace it with something. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this again. There you go. Is she pretty? Why is she pretty? What does that say about modern shifting beauty standards? What does it say about Okay, not appropriate. Not appropriate. God damn it, PowerPoint. I need you to get to the fucking tweets that I don't fucking. God damn it. I'm fucking. PowerPoint. There you go. There you go. There you go. You finally come back. Is she pretty? Why is she pretty? What does that say about modern shifting beauty standards? This does make me think. Does this make you guys think? It makes you to ponder about the wonders of society. That makes me think. Praise the titties. And let's talk about this. This hoopla. This hoopla about anime of So this is an anime that should have been hentai, but it's actually not hentai. It's an anime about a guy who reviews girls by fucking them. Or at least that's what I know from the premise. So it's a guy reviewing anime girls. He's reviewing waifus. Ishizoku reviews. He's reviewing waifus and fucking them and see whether or not these are trash tier waifus or not trash tier waifus. There's a fucking granny in it. Oh my god. A fucking granny. There's a fucking furry. There's a fucking furry. There's the fucking granny. It's trying to appeal to everybody's fucking degenerate sensibilities. Jesus fucking. So there's this anime, and I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna watch it or something like that. But well, there's this anime, but this anime invites so many fucking outrage. Like this one. Me, you know you can make characters with interesting personalities, stories, and looks without reducing them to a pair of breasts, you know? Anime and video game developers, no. Wow. Fucking based. God, that is a based. Very bunch of based Japanese and anime and video game developers. God bless you all. You are all absolutely fucking based. Excuse me, what? You know you can make characters with interesting personalities, stories, and looks without reducing them to a pair of breasts. Then don't watch this anime. You know, there are animes that do have characters that have personality, stories. Actually, you are assuming. How dare you? You are assuming that these characters with don't have interesting personalities or stories and looks. How dare you? How dare you make these assumptions? How dare you? It's 2019. You don't make assumptions in 2019. Did he just assume her backstory? Horrible. Horrible. It's 2019. You don't assume these things anymore. Anyway, I fucking hate anime. I really fucking do. Okay. Chill. Hold up. Slow down. I just don't want to re-upload the visual that reignited my hate. Please do not. I fucking hate it so much. I hated it. Should I? It's crawling in my crawl. You just donated $1. Okay, I agree with the left on this one. Flat is obviously justice. Okay, thank you so much for the donation, man. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. Holy my god. Ho's mad. It's an anime about reviewing sex work and respect it. Well, shit, if a certain gender didn't have to make it a competition about best gender companionship, then there wouldn't have to be people who rely on that type of work as an income, would there? I'm playing this. I'm just...
Ho's mad. Ho's mad. Ho's mad. Ho's mad. Ho's mad. Ho's mad. Ho's mad.
I noticed that the host mad clip that I got is in 60 FPS. But it's in 24 because, well, I said it's in 24. Fucking dude, you're not woke. You're perpetuating the male gaze and still representing women as sex objects and hosts for huge boobs that are perceived to have only one purpose: to pleasure men. Oh man. I should either play that or play this. Those evil men, we got them next time. Please, I'm fucking begging you just for once, think about what you're writing about. Oh man. We need more manga and anime written and made by women. I'm tired of only seeing anime with overly sexualized characters. Writer, hate to break it to you, but a lot of mangas, animes, doujins written and made by women have overly sexualized characters. I hate to break it to you, but that's the breaking news these days in Japan, because women in Japan are base. They do like them titties too. They like the titties. They like to be fucked too. And by the way, Japan is opening for a repopulation. So if y'all are interested to repopulate Japan, then go ahead, go right there, repopulate Japan, everything like that. Get a Japanese waifu or something. Men are on some horny shit. Like, not every anime needs girls with unrealistic titty physics. What if it's made by a woman? I suppose that goes back to the previous stream, isn't it? I never want to hear any more complaints about free being fan service, especially not from men. Okay. A whole ass anime exists about a group of men ranking women based on their appearance and how fuckable they are. Then make anime or manga or whatever about women rating men and how fuckable they are. I mean, why you can just do that, you know? Can ecchi stop objectifying women in their... Yo, just donated $1. Okay, their waifu's husbands are obviously trash. That's obviously why they are so mad. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Wait. Hold up. Can you say that except slowly? Can ecchis stop objectifying women and their bodies? Ecchis. They're ecchis. That's the point of ecchis. That's the point of them. They're objectifying fictional characters, not women, not real life women, fictional characters for the pleasure of men. But sometimes ecchi can also exist to pleasure women. Sometimes they're ecchis for women, I suppose. Not always, not always, but they are there. But then again, women aren't. Women don't really need a lot to be pleased, you know, especially with the K-pop stands, with the K-pop and everything like that. The pretty boys don't have to, you know, undress themselves. They just need to look pretty on the stage, which is what you're freaking lucky that you have free, where the men are shirtless. It's so disgusting. God, imagine, oh my, the ratio. Imagine being salty because someone on the internet complained about your porn when you can just block and go. Yeah. Hate to break it to you, but I don't want to break it to you. Do I have to break it the bad news? Do I have to break the bad news to you? But that's just what you did. That's what you do. Imagine being salty because someone on the internet complained about your porn. You're. Oh man, you can also block and go. Imagine being salty because porn. You can also do the same thing that you're telling everybody to do, except you don't do it because Also, let's talk about Terminator Dark Fate. Let's move on from that and talk about how Terminator Dark Fate fucking bombed! It fucking bombed! It fucking bombed! Where's my Final Fantasy fucking victory music? Where's my fucking victory fucking music? There we go. Fucking finally! Terminator Dark Fate fucking bombed. Yes! Fucking finally, this piece of fucking shit film fucking bombed. Hashtag justice for John Connor. Okay, done before I get fucking copyright strike. But seriously, man, the future is female in Terminator Dark Fate. Meet the badass women revamping the iconic franchise. Yeah, revamping. They did a great job of revamping. Good job for y'all who is in charge of Terminator. Good job for revamping the franchise. Great job. Great job, the women who are revamping the franchise. Excellent job. I suppose you can say they are revamp, as in undead. This undead franchise, constantly they're fucking revamping them. Ugh. Rezombing them, or rezombing. Hashtag I stand with John. 20 minutes into Terminator Dark Fate, my bestie leans over and whispers, "Why did people tell me this was a bad movie?" It's because there's women, isn't it? Of course. I mean, of course. Of course. Of course that's the reason. Of course the reason why people hate Terminator Dark Fate is because there are women in it. Not because, I don't know, they killed John Connor early on. They didn't bring up the fact that John Connor... they didn't make John Connor's death any significant to the story. The story is pretty much the same, except they replaced John Connor with another character that's forgettable. I don't know. Do I have to list my sins again on the Terminator Dark Fate? You can just watch my recap. I go into every detail of how that film is fucking horrible. Killing John Connor, it was like Alien 3 all over again. Yes. And Alien 3 is not great. Do you know that? Alien 3 is not great. Okay, it's more of a mixed bag. Some people like it, some people hate it. But the fact that they just killed Hicks and Newt early on, that's fucking horrible. That's fucking horrible. It's bad. Hey, you'll all know about this emotional investment you build up in Terminator 2. Yeah, forget it. Let's kill him off. If it had been exclusively a remake and left Arnold and Hamilton out of it, it would have been a better movie. Yeah, it is. It's been 28 years. This is an entirely new film. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is an entirely new film. No, it's not. It is not. I can confirm to you that it is not. It is not an entirely new film. It is the same film with the same premise, except with better CGI. Actually, worse CGI. Worse special effects than fucking Terminator 2. Terminator 2 special effects still hold up to this day. I mean, It still holds up to this day. It's a film made in the 90s. It released in the 90s. And it still holds up to this day. Film's fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it, go fucking see it. But this is an entirely new film. No, it's fucking not. I still don't understand the insult. Well, you're a dumbass. We can explain to you very clearly and why people don't like it. And if you don't understand it, well, after we explain it so much to you, well, you're a dumbass. Is there some need to preserve the amber every character from a previous film? If you're going to include them, then yes! Do you see how... Oh my god. Man, I have to explain to these people every single little tiny minutia of a fucking detail. When you make a film about the struggles of two people, about the struggles of the freaking heroes, and then you make the next film and say those struggles are fucking pointless, the main character is going to die anyway, and you don't understand why people are fucking pissed, then I think you're the one who has the fucking problem here. It sounds like your chief complaint is they didn't tell the story that you wanted to be told before you went in. No, my chief complaint is that they tell the same fucking story. One, they tell the same fucking story. And two, they make John Connor... Oh my god, I can't believe I'm repeating myself again! Ugh. And you really weren't there to see the story that they chose to tell. The story that they chose to tell is shit. That's our chief complaint. It's the same story and it's a shit story. People upset about John Connor even though John Connor has always sucked. Whoa. Okay, you're going that route, huh?
Whoa, damn!
You are going there. That's how far you're gonna take it. You're gonna say John Connor always suck. Wow. You're going that way. Wow. Damn, I'm gonna move on from that. Convinced that if Terminator 2 Judgment Day came out today, there would be million videos on YouTube made by angry white dudes complaining about how Hollywood is shoving feminism down our throats. No. Do you know why? Do you know why there wouldn't be? Now, let's imagine, for the sake of argument, let's imagine that Terminator 2, the franchise, didn't exist. Terminator 2 came out this year in the state that it is. Considering that Terminator 2 is a fucking good film, then people would fucking love it. There are not gonna be complaints of, oh no, this character is a woman, and that it's therefore bad. Do you see the woke elements of Terminator woke fate? The Terminator woke fate? The woke elements of Terminator woke fate is the fact that the characters have to cross the borders, the fact that Sarah Connor insinuates that it was Danny who was the mother of the resistance leader, implying that she's the boomer who thinks that only men can be the resistance leaders, when in reality women can also be the resistance leaders. And for some reason Grace didn't fucking correct her on that. On the train when they talk about that entire issue, Sarah Connor just assumes, even though it's 2019, she just assumes that Danny is the mother who carries the son of the actual resistance leader. Ugh. Man, no, it's not. No, you're wrong. You are simply fucking wrong. Also, did people forget about a one Terminator TV show? Yeah, Sarah Connor Chronicles, played by freaking Cersei. She's played by Cersei. Huh. I can't believe that Sarah Connor is played by Cersei, and that is interesting. That is interesting. That is very, very... Is it Cersei? Is it Cersei? But the girl who played Cersei Lannister. Sarah Connor is being played by the character who played Cersei and the girl who played Daenerys. Cersei Lannister, the Game of Thrones girl. Is it Cersei, her name? Yeah. Yeah, there's that. Never watched that. Oh man. Lena Headey. Yeah, there's there. Oh man. Oh man. We're gonna talk about a heated gamer moment. I'm gonna play this clip. and react and laugh because it's fucking amazing. If you haven't seen this clip, just
We're coming back here like a fucking 100 times. I am so mad. I am so fucking mad at these people. They don't do this to fucking me. We're gonna fucking ritualistically humiliate them. I am coming back here every fucking weekend if I have to. Like, this is never over. I win. They fucking lose. That's how the world fucking works. Little fucking kikes. They get ruled by people like me. Little fucking octoroons. My ancestors fucking enslaved those pieces of fucking shit. I rule the fucking world. Those pieces of shit get ruled by people like me. They look up and see a face like mine looking down at them. That's how the fucking world works. We are gonna destroy this fucking town.
Oh man. Should I play this? It's so fucking hilarious. It is so fucking. You know what? I know it's always being used. I know that video is always being used to, prove the point that, political violence is not okay. But there are times where I just want to play a classic. There are times where I just want to play a classic because I just kind of want to. I want to play a classic. I think you all know the footage that I'm talking about. I think you all know the footage that I'm talking about.
To be honest, like this is where we are. I've given conferences for ages, and we'll usually expect some protesters. They'll do silly string or something. Not a neo-Nazis love you, but you're not a me. Are you like?
Come on, let's get to the good stuff.
What? It's Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
Fucking finally. Man. Now, of course, I disavow the violence. I disavow. But sometimes there are times where he does something so fucking stupid that kind of violence is fucking worth. That you just look at that and go, you know what? He might deserve that. You look mighty fine. The punch was weak. Oh, they should have bitch slapped him. Anyway, that's the end of the stream. Fucking Falcon Punch. Can't believe this stream ends with a fucking Falcon Punch. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining in the stream. It's been great, and I'm finally be able to get this finished as soon as the One Angry Boomer comes in. Not One Angry Boomer, sorry. Raging Golden Boomer. The RGB! The RGB! Do you know how many said the RGB killed performance? RGB actually kills performance. RGB is overrated. Go watch RGB. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Take care.